Hey Mustang family, I'm here with a couple cheerleaders, senior cheerleaders.
I'm Talon Cly.
Natalie Davis.
All right, and we're gonna play underrated, overrated. So let's start first. Tacos.
They're underrated. I think they're underrated too. Tacos are really good.
I say underrated too. Like you can't have a bad taco.
I love tacos. I'll eat them
Fish
every day.
tacos, even just ground beef.
Yeah.
What's your favorite taco? Not fish?
Ground beef.
Shrimp taco?
Definitely ground beef.
My favorite, I make a shrimp taco with fries. It's great. All right, next one could be controversial. Taylor Swift.
Overrated.
Yes, I knew I liked you guys. She is overrated.
No, I can't.
Like,
I'm not a big Swiftie. I'm not.
me neither. Now she's dating Travis Kelce. You even know who that is?
Yeah, that was a shocker news. Yeah.
So, and I think the Chiefs are overrated.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. I just stole my next one. Kansas City Chiefs.
I feel like it's in the middle. Like I think they're
Property.
rated good. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm only going to say overrated. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. You can make fun of me all you want. We just lost the worst team in the league. But like, you barely heard from Kansas City fans, and then they got Mahomes. They won Super Bowl, and it's like everybody and their brothers are fan,
yeah.
which happens, right?
Yeah.
Okay, next one, the beach.
Oh, overrated. Underrated. I love the beach.
Why overrated?
I'm not a beach person. Like, and everyone's like, let's go to the beach, let's go to the ocean. I'm like, no, I'm more the mountains. I can't stand right now.
I feel the mountain too. They're both great.
Yeah.
I think the beach is great. It's beautiful. It is really. If you go to the ocean, it is insanely salty.
Yeah.
Like, I could do without that.
Yeah.
But still,
like it.
great time.
Yeah.
We actually usually alternate, like beach one year,
That's
mountain
what my
next
family
year.
do. We're going to Colorado next year. I go to Florida every year, so.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, smoothies.
Overrated. Overrated. I don't really like smoothies. I'm not a smoothie person.
I like smoothies, but yeah, it's weird, right? You just mash up a bunch of fruit and everyone goes crazy, and they're super expensive.
Like, yeah, they
acai
are really
bowls.
expensive. Those are weird. No.
Naps.
Underrated. I take a nap every day. Like 2-hour naps every day.
It doesn't surprise me. So I always say I love a nap, but if I actually take one and I'm old though, I wake up and I feel terrible the rest of the day. So when you get old, I think maybe you don't.
No, I have to take a nap every day. My dad takes naps every day, and he's pretty old.
Go dad. All right, on the flip side of naps, energy drinks.
They're overrated. I can't.
Underrated. I love.
I have an energy drink every day, every single day.
What kind?
Sometimes Red Bulls, sometimes Alani's. Yeah.
Red Bull.
I can't.
The blue.
Tell me you have
Red
bad taste without telling me. Red Bull?
the blue one, the summer one. That one's like absolutely amazing.
I think they all kind of have a weird
No,
aftertaste.
I don't like them. They make me feel gross, and I feel
Oh,
like
they
they
don't
don't
give
give
me
me energy right now.
I drink a white Monster every once in a while, but
Yeah.
they're sugar free.
Yeah, I like the pink monsters. I'll drink those.
Yeah. 3 more. Going to the movies.
Overrated.
Overrated. I hate the movies.
Same.
Like
It makes
sitting
me
in
feel
those
gross.
seats, they're disgusting.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
you get germs just sitting in the seats.
I definitely get that. But I like going to the movie. Like we don't do it maybe once a year.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's,
how my family is.
The
Like, I'm
movies
like every now and
Or
then.
is probably one of my worst. Like I hate going to the movies.
Like
I
an
won't
ick.
go to the movies.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, seeing Top Gun when it came out. The
I
movie.
went and saw that.
I watched Avatar: The Way of the Water.
Yeah.
I thought I watched that in 3D and I really liked it, but I just hate movie theaters.
I will say, being in your own chair, definitely greater than.
I like it if it's like the reclining chairs and like you have all your
Those are
food.
still
Yeah.
disgusting.
But see, I feel like those are more disgusting because
Yeah.
you're like laying back in it.
Well,
Yeah.
I want to bring my own like spray.
Yeah. For Clorox, sit down.
Okay, along with the movies, movie popcorn, like theater popcorn.
Oh, so underrated.
Yeah.
Movie popcorn is like the best.
It
If
is
I
the
just
best.
have like a popcorn machine in my house, I
You
would.
can.
Well, like the ones at the movie theater.
I will tell you, if you get an experienced popcorn maker too, they get you the big thing. They put it like half full of popcorn, then they put butter,
Oh yeah.
then they fill it up with more popcorn, then more butter.
I hate when they don't put enough butter. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I like the ones where you can go and put your own.
Oh, your own. You can do that at the one,
Yeah.
the Warren and all.
Yeah,
that.
it's amazing.
It is good. Okay, last one. This one could be controversial. Lululemon. Did I even say it right?
Overrated.
Overrated.
Yeah, thank you.
100% Amazon leggings.
Yeah,
Like,
I own
It's so
Lululemon,
expensive.
and I'm just like, you need like a couple things from there, and you're good. You
Yeah.
don't need to have a whole wardrobe.
shorts and maybe a shirt.
Yeah.
And the tough part for me, obviously, I have a daughter. She likes some of it
Yeah.
too. We get stuff on sale, but like none of it's dress code.
Oh yeah.
Like none of it.
Yeah.
So
And I see people getting away with it. I'm just like, that's crazy. Because like,
I had 2 people mad at me this morning. So, all right. So that's underrated, overrated. I know we have some fun stuff coming up. You have what's going on this week?
We have a mini cheer clinic going on this week with we have like over 80 girls coming to join us on the sidelines. So that will be Friday. And they're performing with us all first quarter.
That's crazy. That's gonna be
packed.
And I know you mentioned in November we have
competition, and then if we make competition, we'll go to state.
How's everything been going? I feel like it's been going great.
Oh, it's
you guys
really
look
good.
really good out there, like really together.
We have a really good chance of making it to state this year. So we'll go to regionals November. What is it?
I don't know.
11th.
I feel like that's right.
On a Saturday, and the locations to be determined. And then if we qualify, get in the top 15, then we will continue to go to state that next weekend. And hopefully, it's a good turnout.
All right.
We also have a halftime dance this game
Today.
this Friday.
Yeah.
So,
and we're performing at the Pep Assembly this Friday.
Lots of fun stuff going on with the cheer team. Wanted to get them on. Appreciate you guys joining us here in the pregame. We'll be right back with more after this.
The Oologah Mustang Network is on the air. And this is Mustang Football.
Let's go!
And now, here's your host, Brent Kellogg, Kevin Hogue, and Blake Salt.
High school football, there's nothing like it. The traditions, the bands, the stadiums, the moments. And in Oklahoma, it doesn't get any better than District 4A3. As we witnessed last year, with 2 representatives from our district fighting it out for the gold ball. This year figures to be more of the same as we welcome the defending state champion Wagoner Bulldogs to town. This has been a heated rivalry over the past decade, with Oologah making trips to the state finals in 2014, 2015, and 2016, only to be defeated each time by Wagoner. The very next year, in 2017, my first year here in Oologah, we took a great team to Wagoner and led by Chance Dietz, Cole Dunbar, Chase Vance, Logan Carter, and more. The Mustangs put up a gargantuan effort, only to fall short on a last-second 39-yard field goal by Wagoner. The next year, 2018, right here in Mustang Stadium, an underdog team of Mustangs led by Lane Harper, Braden Vanderpool, my booth mate Blake Salt, and by way of a kickoff return by Ty Dixon, all the way for a touchdown, the Mustangs were able to shock the world and defeat the then undefeated number 1 Wagoner Bulldogs in overtime. As Herb Brooks once said, great moments are born from great opportunity. We have a great opportunity before us tonight. Game plans are set, practices are over, and the pregame speeches are about to commence in each locker room. Will there be another Mustang magic moment here tonight from someone in the long blue line? Or will the Bulldogs prevail one more time? Only time will tell, but I cannot wait to see. Mustang family, we are live here at Mustang Stadium.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Hopefully everyone can hear me out there. Some changes this week. Joining the booth with Blake Salt. Voice of the Mustangs, Brent Salt, is out tonight, so he's probably critiquing us as we go right now, like me leaving that music going a little bit longer, Blake.
Blake, how you doing up here in the air conditioning tonight?
It is a good night to be up in the booth. It's hot out there tonight. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of break. We got a good wind, so that'll help a little bit, but it is hot.
Yeah, it's been hot again this week. I know that's been something the coaches have been talking about, the players have been talking about. You've been seeing the jugs and Pedialyte and things in the hallway. That's definitely something to keep your mind on as those heat indexes creep over 90 degrees again. Blake, Wagoner week. Shouldn't have to say anything, but I'm fired up.
I am too. I love big games. I love getting to play Wagoner, and I love Mustang Stadium, and there's not much that can get more special on a Friday night in Oologah.
No, love the blue and gold. Love their school colors. They had those, customary maroon helmets on, and it's a big game. Shouldn't have to, the coaches speak before the game. Shouldn't have to be a whole lot tonight. I think everyone in that locker room, we've been playing Wagoner our whole lives, should be ready to go. I know I'm excited. We're 1-0 in district play. Wagner's 1-0 in district play. We're joined by a couple of the teams that we're currently at the top of district standings. You want to be in the top 4 to make the playoffs. Obviously, like we've talked about many, many times, the higher seed you are, the better road trip or potentially to host if you're top 2. And I think we have that here tonight. We have a substantial matchup of 2 teams that are vying for that 1 and 2 spot. And I'm excited, Blake. I know we're coming in. We're a little banged up. We got some guys coming back. They got everybody back. They got some 4-star guys. They got some guys that have been offered by some Big 12 schools. None of that matters. It's Wagoner Oologah night, Blake.
Yeah, none of it matters. They're going to start the game here in about 25 minutes, and we're going to have 4 quarters or 12 minutes apiece to, see who prepared the most, see who wants it more, and ultimately just comes out to see who's got more heart to win this football game. There's games like this, you can kind of throw a lot of talent and stuff out the window sometimes when you've got some guys that are in locker room that just want to win. There's nothing more to be said of they just believe and they want it more than the other team.
So talk to me, Blake. You've been a quarterback in this game. You were actually the last quarterback to beat Wagoner. It was right here. Talk to me a little bit about the emotions, and I know it was important for us. It was a low-scoring game. But talk to me just about the feels and the sounds and how it was in the locker room.
You talked about the coaches not having to say a whole lot before the game. Coach Weeks didn't tell us a whole lot. He was like, you guys are ready? Get your mind right, and let's go win a football game. That's really about it, is you've prepared all week and really all summer, all spring, every day in Summer Pride, you're showing up and you're thinking, we got to beat Wagoner. We wrote it on the board. It's a big deal, and it's kind of one of those deals your emotions are high, but you got to keep a level head about you, and you got to know that there's a job to be done, and you can't let your emotions get the best of you.
Yeah, a lot of similarities. Nice fall night back then. I was standing in the end zone when a teammate of yours, Ty Dixon, took one to the house on a kickoff return. I think we're going to need something like that tonight, not just to get us going. We're going to need one of those extra type scores, whether it's defensively or on special teams, to maybe push us over the edge. But I know we got a lot more to cover. We welcome everyone to the Mustang Tailgate Show. As I mentioned, we're missing the voice of the Mustangs, Brent Kellogg, but we got the whole gang back. I want to shout out to Asher Streeter. Went and played in a showcase baseball thing in Arizona. So we got a new cameraman. Along with Nate Osborne, we have Lane Brown. So appreciate them joining the show. Of course, we got Jason Streeter running all the buttons, and he's got more buttons than we got, Blake. And we always appreciate Johnny Daramo with the stats. So we're going to leave you with that for a minute. We're going to hit a couple commercials, and then we're going to go right into the coach's show and get to listen to Coach Wagoner. And we'll be back with more Mustang Tailgate Show in a minute.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. When it comes to making plans,
Hey, Mustang family, here with Coach Wagoner. Coach Wagoner's our second week of district play. We just finished off Cleveland last week. We're 1-0. We're at the top of the league with some other teams. Why don't we have some final thoughts on the Cleveland game?
Well, I thought our kids played pretty well all the way around. We had some injuries last week, so we had some different faces in some different places. Braden ran the ball really well in the backfield, 30 carries for 250 yards. Tyler Stovall had to play Mike Backer due to some other injuries, and Ty Cherry was at defensive end. So we were, instead of being upset about having a few injuries, we were thankful we had a bye week to kind of help get those kids ready. But really proud of their effort, and it's always good to get off to a 1-0 start.
Yeah, we ran the ball great. Had something like 356 yards rushing. I know Ty Cherry had 5 for 88 as well. So we had a really high average. Is that something that you think is going to be key to this week with Wagner?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when you're playing Wagner, they're good in all three phases, and they're extremely athletic, and they got good size and all that kind of stuff. But you need the clock to tick. And you can't go 3 and out, and you can't turn it over. You can't just give it right back to them. And we've already, we've talked all week to the kids about, even if it ends up being, every drive ends in a kick, but if you put 2 or 3 first downs together, you can flip the field. And you want to shorten the game. Usually when Wagner gets on people, it's that quick kill kind of thing.
Yes.
And so you need to make sure that you're using clock and getting 1st and 10s. I think we can do that.
So I've seen, as you mentioned the clock, I've seen us go quick kind of after we get that first down. Is that something that we may see differently, or would that be situational this week?
Yeah, I think we're always no huddle, but we're not a fast-paced no huddle. And ideally, we would like to go faster. It's just we have the same kids on the O and D line. And so as much as we want to do that as coaches, I'm not sure it puts our kids in the best spot. But typically after an explosive or a big first down or something like that, we might go tempo a little bit quicker and something like that, trying to catch people off guards. But it's not something you're going to do for 48 minutes or whatever.
Sure. So obviously a big game tonight. Winning team of this is kind of set up to run the table, if you will, and be in position for district play. So here in just a few hours when we're wrapping up, if we're able to talk to you on the field because we came out victorious, what do you think the number one key for the Mustangs to come out on top is tonight?
I think it means we took care of the football. We did a good job in the run game, and we kept everything in front of us on defense.
Awesome. Well, good luck tonight. We look forward to hopefully a Mustang victory. We appreciate everyone joining us. We'll be right back with more after this.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
At Raising Cane's, we're huge football fans, but we're also fans of your local fundraisers and fun runs, small victories and big ideas. And yes, even the neighborhood animal shelter. I was getting to that. Plus over 30,000 other partners in the communities we serve. When you order our hand-battered chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade to cheer on your home team, you're also supporting your hometown. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Welcome back, everybody. Take a look down there on the track. We have our 80 youth cheerleaders, Blake. They had a youth cheer camp a couple days this week. I know Coach Wagner and all the cheerleaders were up here every night working on it, and I'm excited to see they're going to do a little thing before the game. They're going to do something at half. Really cool to see, Blake. We say Mustang family all the time, but this is what it's about.
Yeah, this really represents like the long blue line. You talk about it really starts at a young age, and it's cool to see just the involvement and the amount of little girls, and all of them that they get to join in with their, people that look up as role models right now.
Yeah, look how excited they are. They're all jumping around smiling. That's what it's all about. Also, if we could scan and take a look at the band is in full dress for the first time this week. And that's because we're competing tomorrow, Blake. We're going to compete right here, and it's a little wonky because in band you host your competitions, but you don't actually participate because you hire the judges. It's a little bit different than refs. You don't have a ref association. You hire the judges. So if you're looking for something to do tomorrow night, I'll be here 9 p.m. Our band will march an exhibition. They'll still receive a score, and then they'll have some fun. They'll play the drum line while they're waiting to tabulate all the scores. It's a really good time. If you've never seen the Stallion Battalion perform, this year's show's really, really good. We'll get to see the full show at halftime, Blake. But as we do that, we're going to take a look at the starting lineup for the Mustangs. We'll start on offense. We'll start with the Hogs on offensive line at right tackle. number 55, senior Jackson Gill. At right guard, number 71, junior Wrangler Dix. At center, number 54, senior Tyler Stovall. Left guard, number 70, Cooper Robinson. And at left tackle, number 64, Bryce Byers. Blake, that group's done a really good job this year. We've ran the ball phenomenally well. We've had pretty high numbers as far as yards per attempt, except for one game. I think they're a big key to the game tonight, Blake.
They really are, and it's kind of, we talk about them every week, but it's because they're so important because we're such a run-heavy team for them to be having a good game. And then when we drop back and throw the ball, for them to be able to keep Brad clean, that pays dividends down the season and for the confidence of our quarterback.
Absolutely. And at tight end, someone you know really well, number 27, Gavin Salt. He's a big part of what we do on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. He's a big kid, does a lot of run blocking, but he'll get out in space and catch the ball as well. And last week he caught one, but it was on defense. He caught an interception. It was kind of a ping-pong interception. He did a great job. Wide receivers, number 4, junior Braxton Davis. He has 7 catches for 129 yards. And number 2, Jackson Burchett, senior. He has 12 catches for 325 yards. He's averaging 27 yards a catch. He's definitely our big play guy. Along with in the slot a lot, you'll see number 81, Davin Shondell. But Jax Burchett is a big play guy. I think we're going to need to see a big play out of him tonight.
Yeah, he's got a lot of breakaway speed, and he's one of those guys that's pretty quick and also has a lot of top-end speed. And he's got good, sure hands on him, and we've found some more ways to get him the football this year, and that's really helped him grow as a wide receiver.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. I know he's worked really hard on his body to try to just be ready to go at top speed at all times. In the backfield, we have senior Ashton Wright. He has 40 carries for 344 yards, an 8.6 average, and he hasn't really played the last 2 games. Really, he was on pace for something like 1,700 yards. Mm-hmm. Got dinged up in the Claremore game in the first possession and hasn't been back. I know he was out in warm-ups. He's suited. Be interested to see if he plays, Blake.
Yeah, we really want to see how healthy Ashton is because when he's 100%, he's a really special running back that we're blessed to have as Oologah Mustangs. But part of his game is being able to cut and, be quick on his feet and in the change of directions. And with a lower body injury like that, that he's kind of dealing with, that sometimes can inhibit those types of movements and make it harder for him. So I'll be interested to see how healthy he truly is tonight.
Now, luxury, we've said it a lot of time this year. We have a deep, deep running back room. Braden Stovall is our RB2, if you will. On the season, he has 69 carries, 417 yards, over 6 yards a carry. Last week alone at Cleveland, 30 carries, 250 yards. What a luxury to have him at RB2.
It is, and he offers a lot of different aspects, too. It's awesome to be able to rotate those guys and kind of get a different look out of all of our running backs that we have. He's kind of just more of a downhill power runner, and he does a really great job of falling forward when he's running the football and getting a lot of extra yards and kind of running over some people because he runs with such a low pad level. He does a great job at that.
Yeah, and Braden was the Tulsa World Player of the Week. That's really cool. It's kind of a voted-on fan type award, but really cool for that young man. You'll see him and his brother wearing the red face mask, so that's pretty cool. At quarterback, number 11, junior Brad Hoisington. He has 46 rushes on the year for 248 yards. Passing, he's 33 of 64, 630 yards and 6 TDs. Bulk of that coming at Claremore when he kind of went off, kind of a breakout game. We need probably some more of that. We need to probably be a little more balanced if we're going to come out on top of the scoreboard, Blake.
Yeah, we need to be balanced, but we don't need to get away from our identity. And truly our identity is run the football, but we need to be able to run the football to set up our pass and not to have to put Brad in a situation where he's dropping back on a 3rd down and 11 and Wagner's able to just pin everybody's ears back and go after him. A 2nd down and 2, a 2nd down and 3, a 3rd down and short type of situation where he can get comfortable throwing the football.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. I think getting comfortable early for Brad is going to be super important, and that involves everyone. That involves the wide receivers catching the ball. That involves the line.
Him going against bigger kids, and they may be bigger than him, but he's probably got a lot of quickness in his step more than him, and he's able to use that a lot of times to get in the backfield really quickly and put a lot of pressure on the running back or even the quarterback when he's dropping back to pass.
All right, I know we're having a little bit of difficulties here. Can't figure that out. We should be on fiber. We should be rocking fast. But we have a little issue like I'm having if I'm at home. So we'll get that sorted out here. Also, we talked about the defensive line. Let's start at linebacker. Again, we talked about Gavin Salt, one of the leaders of that group, 30 tackles, 4 for a loss, had that interception last week. A new face last week, Landon Roach, sophomore Landon Roach, got a lot of playing time. made a lot of tackles, made some mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, learned from them. I think that was a lot of good preparation for this game for Landon Roach, and he's a big-time player. Inside linebacker, senior Tyler Stovall, and another inside linebacker, senior Max Becker. He leads the team with 44 tackles, Blake. He has a nose for the ball.
He's done a really good job this year, and honestly, he's an undersized linebacker. We're going to go down to the field, and we're going to get the Stadium Battalion playing the national anthem.
Our national anthem performed by Oologah High School Stallion Battalion under the direction of John Matthews and Dave Smith.
Love that, Blake. Nothing sounds like Friday Night Lights to me more than the band.
Yeah, I love getting to do that. As a player, you don't get to hear that in high school football. And so that's kind of really different, but it's awesome to get to hear them. They do such a great job, every single week. And we talked about their show. Their show's phenomenal. I don't know. I'm not a super instrumental guy, and I can't grade it, but I know that they do a really good job at what they do.
Yeah, I know I enjoy it, whether it's out here first hour or in the room, maybe if it's too hot or raining. I enjoy the band. They do a great job. Love those uniforms. Those uniforms were bought by our last Bond issue. To outfit an entire band with uniforms is quite expensive. I know he was happy to get those and appreciates all the support from our community. All right, we're going to pick back up. We're talking about corners or secondary. Let's start with the safety, another one you know really well. Junior Garrett Salt has 17 tackles on the season. And then starting at the corner spots, number 12, Maddox DeVilbus, has 4 tackles on the season. And number 6, sophomore Sam Hogue, has 18 tackles and an interception. I think they're going to be really tested tonight. They're going to have to be sound, and they're going to have to make some tackles, Blake.
They are going to have to make some tackles. Wagner's kind of got they throw the ball deep, but they've really got a really good quick game type of scenario where they're going to try to get the ball out in the flats really quick and make you make tackles on their playmakers, kind of a one-on-one. And so we're going to need them to just rally to the football and make tackles, to not allow those, 5-6 yard passes turn into 15, 20, or potentially scores because of missed tackles.
Yeah, they're going to score tonight. They practice too, as I like to say. But I think making them sustain drives and not beat ourselves is super important, as you mentioned. So we'll be right back, guys. We're going to hit one more commercial break. We're going to come back with keys to the game, who you got, coin toss, and more. This is the Mustang Tailgate Show. All right, Blake, I remember being a kid, Blake, in Cuida America. Used to let you do the same thing, come out and stand in a line for the players to walk through. I'm sure you did that here as a little kid too.
Oh, yeah, I never missed getting to go down the Spirit. I always was down there. I loved getting to watch them run out. And then, looking back at it, just the fact of, I guess it brings the little kid out of you, being in that big Mustang and getting to run through the piece of paper. I mean, it still gives me goosebumps. I loved it. It was awesome.
I'm 44. I love that we still decorate the paper. We still make a sign to run through. I know we got the cool blow-up thing, and that's a cool thing. I know for my own kid, he likes that. But running through the paper, there's something nostalgic about that. All right, Blake, we've talked a lot. Who you got tonight? Who's going to need to make big-time plays for the Mustangs to come out on top?
I'm going to go with somebody we've talked about. He's kind of a veteran player for us. He's just a junior, but I'm going to throw my brother's name out there, Gavin Salt, number 27, an outside linebacker. I think he's going to have to make a lot of plays, whether it be dropping back in the pass and making some tackles in the flat, and also in the run game, making tackles and rallying to the football and setting the edge for people like Max Becker to come in and make tackles. He's going to have a really big game. There's just across the board, honestly, we're going to have to, play up to our highest potential. We're going to have to play our best game tonight to beat this football team. They're ranked the number one team in the state, and it's for a reason. They're really good, but I'm going to pick Gavin. Who you got?
I like that. I think that's a solid choice. I'm going to cheat again. I've done this a few times this year. I'm going to take the entire secondary unit as a whole. If you look at statistically, they've thrown it more than they've run it. They've thrown it at a very high level. I think there was something like 23 for 28 last week against Skytook. They threw for something like 350 yards. We're going to have to limit that if we want to come out on top. Real quick, though, if you see some people in the stands, the student section is Pirate Night. That's fun. You see some orange. The orange is for Jackson Crabb. He's one of our fifth graders here at Oologah, and he is fighting cancer. I hope he's watching the stream. If you're watching the stream, Jackson, we're all thinking about you. We got a smattering of orange coming around. I know the quarterback club is donating all sales of burgers and hot dogs tonight to Jackson and Jackson's family. Been in communication a little bit with his dad. Jackson loves the stream, loves Legos, loves everything. So I know Coach Wagner did a video for him. He appreciated it. But, Jackson, we're thinking about you, buddy. All right, Blake, we're just about set to come through the paper, as you mentioned. Did you happen to see who won the coin toss?
I didn't. We were up talking. Here. Yeah, we're up here talking, making sure everything's good on the stream. Kind of missed that. We deferred.
Okay, so we won the toss.
Okay.
Johnny Daramo, statistician, also coin toss connoisseur.
Yeah, he's the man.
We won the toss as Wagner comes through the paper and elected to defer. What does that mean? So if you win the toss, you can pick what you want to do. We're going to wait till the second half, which means we want the ball in the second half. We're going to kick off, and that will allow Wagner to pick which way we want to kick. So depending on which way, there's a pretty good wind here tonight if you're not in the stands or you haven't been outside. The wind's blowing from the south, which is your right to left, pretty hard. We have some good kickers. We ought to be able to put it in the end zone. So if we're kicking from the south end zone from the right as the cameras are looking, we should have no problem, Blake, putting it in the end zone.
Yeah, that's another thing we're kind of blessed with. We've had good special teams luck so far this year, and especially with our kicking game, we've got some guys that can kick it into the end zone, and that's a huge deal because any ball that crosses the plane into the end zone is an automatic touchback. There's no returning that in high school football, and so that's kind of a safe bet, if you will, by kicking that into the end zone.
Yeah, it's definitely something, if you can, it is a luxury and something I think you want to take advantage of. Blake, I got a different feeling in my stomach right now. Cleveland's Cleveland. It was our first game. We kind of knew Cleveland based on their record. This has a different feel to it. 2 1-0 teams in the district. Highly ranked Wagner. I'm ready to go. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm super pumped up. I love getting to watch these big games. I love getting to be a part of it still. And especially against a team that's, got the tradition. And you talk about all the gold balls, Wagner's win. Listen, they build a great program year in and year out. It kind of pains me to say it, but they are a good football team. and they do a really good job of getting their guys coached up and being in the right spots. But here's the thing, is I think we've got a really special opportunity as Mustangs. And, just like we talked about, last time we beat them here, it was just a special opportunity. They came in, number 1 team ranked in the state. You kind of almost get the sense of they kind of overlook you. You have the opportunity to go in, shock the world tonight, and knock off a number 1 ranked team in Wagoner.
Yeah, be really special. Pump these guys up with confidence. It's been a few years. We haven't probably won as many games as anyone in the stands would have liked. If you win a game like today and you get to 2-0 in the district, man, this feels like a different year. But we're ready to get set. Sam Hogue putting it on the tee. We are kicking with the wind, as we talked about. If he hits a good one here, and we've done some of the sky kick things, and we'll even do that. If you notice, there's a 25-yard gap between the front line and the second line. Sometimes we'll do that with an eye of trying to get the ball. But I have a hunch they're going to try to ask him to kick it in the end zone tonight.
Yeah, we're about to see.
We're live, guys, and the ball is in the air. And that is a deep ball. That's well into the end zone, and that's exactly what you want to do right there. Coach Wagner's got to like that right off the start. I think it's really important to get off to a strong start. I don't think it has to be like Cleveland where it's 14-0, a minute and a half in the game. But we can't give up a big play. We can't let them score in 2 or 3 plays. If they score, it's got to be, just because they went 10, 12 plays, something like that. But we got to play clean penalties, no turnovers, and I think we have a chance.
Yeah, actually go back to last year. Our first drive, we did the same thing. We pitched a 3 and out on our first drive. And so if you can get one of those type of starts for your defense in this game, that's huge.
Yeah, and they're running the guy on late, so maybe a little bit of confusion by Wagner. They're going to go trips right, kind of a bunch formation. They didn't like something I didn't see. They're going to meet and talk. They're talking to big number 1, Whit Edwards, about something.
Yeah, there was just kind of a lot of moving around, a little bit of confusion on that side of the ball.
But they didn't move. Oh, they're making him something with the wardrobe. They're making him take something off. He tried to throw it to the sidelines, but didn't make it. So no penalty, because I noticed they didn't march the ball back. But still first down. 1st and 10. Going to go 2 wide to the near side. They're going to look to throw right off the jump. And overthrown. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 is 6'6". You overthrow him, you're doing something. So maybe a little jitters there by the Wagner Bulldogs.
Well, we also had Ty Cherry in the backfield pretty quick, which is something we really like to see, getting a little bit of pressure. The earlier you can get pressure on a quarterback in a game, the more you can get him flustered and not let him get comfortable. We talked about we want Brad to get comfortable earlier in this game. If we can keep Charbonneau from getting comfortable in the pocket, that's going to be a huge win for the Mustangs.
Yeah, if you can get pressure early, it's almost better to get pressure early than late because then he's thinking about it the entire game.
Oh, 100%.
Player comes in motion, tight set. They're going to wing it. Nice stick there by Landon Roach. And that's exactly what we got to do. They got a good scheme. Obviously, they're well coached. They got some big-time players. Number 1 there, Edwards has, several substantial offers, including some Big 12 offers. But if he's going to catch it, we got to make him pay. We got to hit him hard. It's 3rd and 4, guys. And this is a big down, Blake. We need the crowd. Crowd's still kind of late arriving. We got the youth cheerleaders down there. We're kind of paying attention to that. We need a big defensive stand right here. If we can go 3 and out here, they're kicking into the wind. We're going to get some good field position.
Yeah, it's got a lot of big potential. It's got a lot riding on it here. Empty backfield, though, so looks like a throw.
Yeah, but you got to watch Charbonneau out of the backfield. They're going to go quick. They're going to run that screen game. Got to tackle. They're going to pick up a first down. They do that a lot. You'll see that stacked to this side. It was one on top of the other, and they just throw it to the back guy. I know Landon tried to fight his way through, or maybe it was Maddox DeVilbus, but tried to fight their way through. The other guys got to rally just a little quicker. That's a little too easy on 3rd and short.
Yeah, we've got to not be timid in as fact of if we know what we're seeing, we got to go. You can't be sitting back on your heels kind of waiting unsure. And I think we've got a little bit of that kind of, early jitters of not exactly sure if that's really what they're running or not. But I think we kind of knew what was going on there, and we just were a little bit slow to it.
Handoff up the middle. Good tackle there by Ty Cherry. Ty got in the backfield again quick, Blake. Grabbed him by the ankles and took him down.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're looking for. We talked about his speed. His jump off the football and being able to kind of duck under, a little bit slower offensive tackle will be huge. 2-yard gain on first down, that's exactly what you want as a defense. You're kind of a little bit behind the chains as far as an offense. Not terrible, but, so far we're making them make their plays and they're having to gain, just a few at a time. That's big.
Yeah, they're going to kind of Quick triangle down low. I think they're going to try to go up top here. Got a tackle. Trying to strip the ball there. You're going to see that a lot. They went a tight trips on this side of the field, and then that singles you up top there with Whit Edwards. Again, he's a big 4-star senior athlete. I think we're going to have to play a little bit tighter. I know we've been playing off, keeping everything in front of us. I think that's going to be a little too easy. He is big. He's 6'6", but I don't think he's going to be able to run behind us like the kid that we had at Claremore. So I think we're going to have to be a little tighter.
Yeah, I don't know that he's got the true speed like that, but he is a huge guy. You know, he's hard to guard as a high school receiver just because of his size.
A little bit different of a formation here. Design run by the quarterback. Nice job, Max Becker.
We talked about him. That's some emotion, but I love to see that. Getting hyped up. You know, that's a senior, your leading tackler on the defense. Your middle linebacker, he kind of is the centerpiece of your defense, and you really need him to have a big game tonight. And you need him to start fueling your defense. We always kind of said, don't wait around to be the guy who makes a play, or don't wait around to see who's going to make a play.
Yeah, go make it yourself.
Yeah, you got to go make the play, and that's exactly what he did right there.
All right, 2nd and 8. They're going to go 1 high to the top side, 2 down here, including their everything tied in. Nice job there by number 54, Tyler Stovall. You see him flexing. He's wearing that red face mask. You get to wear that red face mask, Blake, if you are awarded that based on your efforts and play from the previous game. Really cool to see, and this is what we need. We have to get off the field right now, Blake. It's 3rd and 15. We got to be able to make a play and get off the field.
This is a huge defensive stand if you can get it for the defense. You know, we talked about, you get the first down. But that second first down is sometimes so crucial to how the game's going to go or how your offensive drive to really get some momentum. And if we've done really well so far as a defense, and then a huge negative play for the offense here.
They're going to 2 wide. They're going to put someone in motion. Screen. Nice job. He slips down, but Stovall was all over it. They gained 1. And we're going to see the punt team come out, I think. We're going to go punt return.
And you know what I see right now? I see a lot of Mustangs with a lot of energy. And that's something that we've seen, but not to this level. I think everybody is, in a different mindset of we're here to win a big football game. And that's different than just going into, we're going to try to do our best. They're here to win this football game.
Snap is back and is good. Big Whit Edwards. Pretty good punt. It's going to land and take a Wagoner Bulldog bounce, unfortunately. That's going to be downed at the 13. But that's a win for the Mustangs there, Blake. We don't stop them from getting a couple first downs, but we talked about that. That's okay. They practice too. They're going to get some first downs. We force them to punt. We get the ball. Now it's in the offense's hand. And the sidelines, as you mentioned, is jacked up.
Yeah, let's just not forget they're coming into this game as the defending state champions. And a lot of these kids that were on that team last year are still starting for them. So they've got a lot of experience of winning big football games on this team.
All right, we're going to go 2 wide to the near side, 1 wide up top. Stovall in the backfield. Going to be a quick throw out to Jax. Be a quick gain of maybe 2, Blake. I like that. I like throwing early instead of throwing when you have to, kind of catch them off guard. We're a run-heavy team. I like coming out quick. It also should give Brad some confidence. That's a nice little easy throw, getting out to your playmaker. 2nd, and they're going to say 9. Same formation. Tried to call him offside. We're going to check with Coach Noble. He's going to change the play. Stovall switches sides. Snap is back. Going to be a throw. Oh, let him a little too much. Big-time collision there between Braxton Davis and number 6 for Wagoner, Sean Atkins, their big senior corner. So now we have that down we don't want, which is 3rd and long. So that's the negative. Like I like being aggressive, Blake, and passing the ball, but here we are. If you have an incompletion, 3rd and long.
Yeah, we're kind of behind the chains a little bit, and that's just the football you got to put on the receiver right there. Hard catch.
Yeah, just let him a little too much. You'll see Wagoner, they're going to play up on us, and we're going to have some chances to make some plays. Oh. Was able to get some pressure. Blake, they played up tight, so there wasn't anyone initially open. I think we had a chance down the sidelines, but by the time he saw it, pressure in the backfield, Mustangs are going to be forced to punt deep out of their own end. The only good thing is we do have the wind. If we can get a good punt here and some good coverage, Shouldn't flip the field too bad.
No, we shouldn't fare too bad as long as, everything goes right. And here's, traditionally Wagner's kind of the team that they normally have a lot of good athletes on their back end playing, defensive back end. So they're pretty much going to man you up and send 6, 7 guys on a blitz if they can while still covering everybody just to try and make you beat them one-on-one.
Good punt. He's going to take it. Kind of dangerous. Can't overrun. You got to wrap up there. You got to break down. That's one of those things. They're really good athletes. You can't just be sprinting down the field. You got to break down and make that tackle.
Yeah, and that's kind of the little yards that are going to add up over the game if we can't kind of figure that out and get that under control. The 5-6 here, 5-6 there, those start adding up, and before long, they're plus 10 yards farther than what they probably should have been there. And, that's a whole extra set of first downs.
Yeah, that's a whole first down they're not going to have to get. They're going to say he stepped out a ways back, but they're going to get the ball at midfield. 6:59 here. We're about halfway through the first quarter. Each team's had possession. Wagoner got a couple of first downs. The Mustangs did not.
I think it's important for the Mustangs to really try to run that clock, too, as much as they can, just to keep the Wagoner offense off the field as much as possible.
Going to throw it deep. He is behind 3 receivers. I said with 3 receivers. He was behind 3 Mustang defenders. We are beat deep.
And he's down. He's going to be...
I didn't see that, Blake. Did they run some sort of double move? We had a lot of coverage over here, but he was just behind it.
Well, they kind of had that, motion out to the side, that kind of the same kind of quarterback run or screen type of throw they've ran before. So I think they just caught us on a prediction, and we thought we knew what was going on, and they kind of ran right by us there.
Mustang family, there is a Wagoner Bulldog down. We're going to take a quick break for injury. We'll be right back with Wagoner, 1st and goal.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew a girl so smart, so responsible, she must be a keeper.
Thankfully, he's getting helped off the field. He's putting a little bit of weight on it. That's number 3, Mattson Swanson. He's a big-time playmaker for them. Hopefully he'll be okay. He's putting some pressure on it. But it is 1st and goal for the Wagoner Bulldogs. They're going to go tight to the right side. I expect a run to the left. Oh, a little bit of a false start there.
Number 21. Ball carrier.
Good goal line defense by the Mustangs.
Yeah, good wrapping up. Looked like the running back got a little running start there. That's something to look for down on the line. And that's number 20, Brady Evans, with a nice come up and hit him in the middle of the lane and at least force him to work for it. It's going to be 2nd and goal from about the 1.5. 6:22 left here in the first quarter.
The front 7 for the Mustangs have done a pretty good job so far of getting off blocks and kind of being in the hole where they're supposed to be and making the tackles so far. We just got to keep that up.
Yeah, they've only had one really big chunk play. Other than that, they're going to run it in motion.
And into the end zone, number 26.
Kind of the arena football play there, Blake, where you can't necessarily run towards the line of scrimmage, but he was at a full rate of speed when they handed him the ball, and he sticks that right foot in the ground, and he's able to walk in. And one of the most annoying things is when Wagoner scores, they do this, what you call swinging gate. Is that what you call it, Blake?
Yeah, they line up in it. They're kind of looking for a numbers game. If we don't line up to it right, they'll try to throw it out there and get 2. If we line up right and, we've got enough people out there, they're just going to come back in just like they're going to do now, and they'll kick the extra point just like normal.
It's one of those deals they've been doing for years, and it forces you to spend a little bit of time during the week to practice for it and to be ready. It looks like they're going to kick it. Their kicker is number 23, Cameron Boston. Snap and hold is up and true, and that's a nice kick. Wagoner able to go by way of a big-time play on first down, 3 plays and score. It is 7-0 here at Mustang Stadium. Blake, that's what we talked about. Can't happen. You can have a couple of those, but you can't let that be the norm. The first possession, we tackled well. We kept it in front of us. We didn't give up the big play. And we did the exact opposite. Hey, I don't know if we can get a camera down here. The ladies softball team.
Stadium, regional champions. Give it up for these Lady Mustangs.
All right, sorry about that. When you're up here doing the broadcast, they come ask you to turn on the announcement mic. Anyway, Blake, the Lady Mustang softball team was victorious today. They ran through 3 games there in regionals. Won today 3-1. They're going to be, I think, hosting next week. I'll get some more information. We'll put it on the website. Should be hosting a super regional next week, and that's a big-time accomplishment for Coach Sivak, Coach Tackett, and the Lady Mustangs.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's always such a privilege to get to be in the games, to potentially go to state or, wherever, in that regional type of play. It's such a fun time in your sports.
High kick, Wade Peters. Pretty decent field goal position, Blake. We're going to start at the 37.
Yeah, and, it's important for us as a Mustang offense to we did a good job on first down and kind of trying something, but then it just seemed like, the incompletion on second down, you really get behind the chains, and you got to be careful about that. That's that we talked about, the problem of just, throw, is you can get behind the chains really quick, and all of a sudden you're in a 3rd down and 9, and this Wagoner Bulldog team's got a really good front 7 that's going to put pressure in the face of Brad. So if we can keep it to where, we're throwing in a 2nd down and short scenario, or if we're going to throw it, we got to pick up a considerable amount of yards, 5, 6 on a 1st or 2nd down.
Nice job there by Stovall. There was some big-time pressure in the backfield, but he was able to find a hole and push it forward for a gain of 4. We'll take that all night, Blake. Positive chunks of yardage.
Yeah, and just like us, they're going to do their best not to allow a huge play, but we don't necessarily need that huge breakout play. If we can get in a rhythm in our offense and just start marching down the field and getting the first downs, that's what we really just need to do. Lots of Bulldogs, though, in the backfield on that one. They're going to go back just a couple. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 8. Kind of that same scenario where we were last drive. We had a 3rd down and 9 last drive, so you're kind of in the position where it's really, honestly, too far to run the football. So you're going to have to drop back. You're going to have to get somebody open quickly because the likelihood of a Bulldog in the face of Hoisington is pretty likely.
Pretty significant. 3rd down here. Big play. We need to get a 1st down, get some momentum. Got a guy in motion. Quick pass. Going to be just enough for a 1st down. Is that Jackson Lustig?
I think so. And sometimes those hurt worse than the big plays. Of your defense, you're like, we got them 3rd down and 9. We're going to get a stop here. And then they just creep by for the 1st down. And now you've got another 3 downs you've got to play.
Yeah, I'm hopeful we'll look back at the end of the night at that being a good 1st down there to kind of get us going.
That's the stuff that is not going to win us the football game. Those are the type of things that we have to eliminate, and we've had trouble with, in all the weeks previous to this, is our penalties, and it's just killing yourself, shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, now you go from a 1st down and 10 near midfield to 1st down and 15 back, at the 42-yard line. It's just a whole different feel, and your playbook gets a lot smaller in this scenario.
Yeah, and there was some confusion there. And then we looked back. I know he said high, so it obviously was on 2 or kind of a check with me situation. Some confusion there.
Look to throw. Tries to get it out of his hands early, but just a lot of pressure in his face. They're doing a great job of being in the backfield. And like we said, now you've had the penalty. You would like to at least get back to the original line of scrimmage now, but now you're 2nd down and 15, so you're going to throw the football again probably. You just got yourself in a bad spot with the penalty.
Yeah, got some decent field position here, Blake. We don't need to do anything crazy, and if you force a punt here, you got the wind. You should be able to. Oh, we just did it again. I didn't see who that was. These are just killers.
And the thing about these is it's kind of one of those, it's like a kind of a mental mistake. You're not really doing anything as far as, you didn't commit any crime of you went and hit somebody illegally or whatever. It's just not being ready, not being on the same snap count as the quarterback or as even the center. Everybody's on a different page. We got to get on the same page.
Nice cut back by Stovall. Picks up about 4, and again, if you're on pace there, that's a great gain. When you're 2nd and 20, you need a little bit more than that, but I like that kind of settle the nerves. Nice little run play so far. Stovall seeing the hole good.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of those plays, if we're 2nd down and 10, like you said. Now we're 3rd and 6, and that's a very manageable down. You really kind of have the option to run it a little bit there and, you're almost looking at a 4-down territory type of situation. But now, a really long 3rd down ahead of the Mustangs.
I like the roll out here. Maybe get some extra time. Ooh.
Throws
it out of bounds. I like the roll out there. It did give us quite a bit more time. We had 2 receivers where the receivers and the cornerbacks kind of ran into each other about the 40-yard line. Not sure that was where it was supposed to happen. But not the end of the world. Should be able to punt it, and if we can cover Blake, they should have a long field to go.
Yeah, and here's the thing is, we've seen Brad make some really superstar kind of backyard football type plays. But him growing up as a quarterback and knowing, all right, I know where the football's at. We're not in a bad situation. We don't need anything at this point. We're still in the first quarter, and we're only down 7. To throw the football away, that's a great decision by Brad.
That's a deep punt. We got to break down here and make a tackle. We missed the tackle again. They're going to have the ball about the 32-yard line. And here comes the Wagoner offense. This is a big possession, Blake. First drive, we forced them to go the long field. They got a couple of first downs, but ultimately couldn't get another one. Had to punt. Second possession, very first play, they go about 50 yards. Big play by Swanson, who is back in the game, so he's good to go. We need to be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, and I kind of talked to my brothers about you can't let one score or something start getting in your head. You can't let that lead to 2, 3, 4 scores, because just honestly, you get down 4 scores against this Wagoner football team, they're going to run the football and they're going to melt the time off the clock.
Yeah, and you've seen our inability. Oh, we missed another tackle. You've seen our inability to protect Brad. And that's one of those kind of like easy 3-4 yard catch. And he kind of shakes us loose and able to get a first down.
Yep, that's kind of what we talked about. We just got to make the tackle. The thing is they're going to get their quick game passes and they're going to get 4 or 5 yards. That's okay, just like we talked about. We can't let them get a first down every catch they get.
All right, they're going to go 2 receivers at the top side, 1 to the near side, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Maybe a run here. They do pass it more than they throw it, different than other Wagoner teams. No, he's going to throw it.
Back to pass, number 4.
Got the inside release on us. Thankfully, pass wasn't complete. Not bad coverage there, but he did have a step.
That was number 11, Trez Thornton, and he's a big receiver too. They've got him listed as 6'1", 175 for high school. That's a really big kid out on the football field.
He looks big out there. They got a lot of big kids. Talked about number 1 gets a lot of press, Edwards. Number 12 gets a lot of press, Shield Knight. Shield Knight's been offered by OU. They got some dudes, and they're going to go trips here. They've been throwing this to the top side when they do this, the one-on-one coverage.
And we've got a penalty marker in the Bulldog backfield.
Hopefully a false start. Dead ball, false start.
And it's motion on the offense.
So some give and take. We had a couple of those. Now they have one. Going to be 2nd and long, and they were going to run it there. Out of that formation the previous 2 times, they've thrown it to the top side of the screen. They've been isolating Edwards. It's a good way to get him isolated. When you go trips on one side, you got to bring some coverage this way.
Yeah, you do. And, I think this is kind of, you're starting to think of, we're really starting to play chess here, not checkers. It's not necessarily a lose if you flip the field and make Wagoner punt it to you and potentially actually get better field position on the next possession.
Oh, he was running towards the line of scrimmage. Kind of a backwards screen. Being held to the top side.
Big gain there on 2nd down. That they did a good job of drawing that up. They had a lot of moving parts there, and they're going to get in a 3rd down and 2 scenario that is going to make it really tough on the defense.
You saw Trez Thornton in motion. What I was talking about, you can be in motion, but you can't be in motion towards the line of scrimmage, and he was a couple steps too early towards the line of scrimmage. Should have perhaps been a false start again. Instead, it was a big gain. This is a big 3rd down, 3rd and 2. See if the Mustangs can rally. Previous years, Blake, I would say this would be an automatic run for Wagoner, but not this year.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a different type of Wagoner team than we've seen, especially on the offensive side of the football.
Quarterback design run.
And he's a big, he's a big kid, a 215-pound, 6-foot tall quarterback. I believe he's a junior. And
he's a wrestler too. He is a junior. He's made it. I don't know if he made the finals. I know he was in the semis last year. Might have been in the finals.
He might have been. I know.
Or the previous year. There's been a bunch of Charbonneaus.
Yeah.
I know he's a wrestler. Big time run there.
You saw the power of him. He was after he met contact, he was still running, pounding his feet.
Coach Wagoner sending in the play call. They're going to back up and pass. Good coverage there by Hogue, able to grab him and hang on.
And that's exactly what we're looking for. And then you kind of saw Edwards kind of stick the ball out, almost like trying to get a couple extra yards in that scenario.
Yeah, you saw number 47 for us, Landon Roach, come through. If he can come through and get a hand on that ball, I like that, because that is not secure ball handling there.
Right, and if you can get a turnover on a team like this, that's not only a big momentum change, but you kind of rattle them a little bit, I think.
Absolutely. And that was a good play. Unfortunately, we're going to have to live with that. We're not going to get beat over the top. We're going to have to live if they're going to throw a 4 or 5 yard hitch consistently. Screen to Shield Knight. I think they're going to call a hold here. One of those flags that's in the back of the end zone or backfield. Never comfortable until I see the white hat. That was a good job by the Mustang defense either way. They try to be a hold against the offense. Should be a 10-yard penalty. I would suspect you will see the Mustangs take that. Coach Wagner's doing the math with the side official. But that's what we need to do. They find a creative way to get the ball to their playmakers. They've done a lot of screens. I would say half their passes tonight, like a bin screens. We got to rally to the ball there. We had multiple guys there ready to hit Shield Knight. He's a big-time playmaker. He plays basketball. I mentioned earlier he's been offered by OU. But they list him as 6'4", 235. Just for reference, our 6'4", 235 is on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he does. They're doing a really great job of getting their playmakers the ball in space, just like we talked about. But we're doing a good job of running the football.
Threw it out of bounds. That's good coverage there. They did a stop and go. And one good thing about Hogue, he has speed. He can run with Edwards. Not sure what he just did with the ball there.
Kind of a throw down, a little bit of emotion, and that's kind of the emotion that you've got to have under control. Is, just talking about the boys in blue over here, we've got to have that under control. Our heads on straight. We don't want any unnecessary flags, because those are 15-yard penalty flags. Those aren't little 5-yarders. 15 yards. You're talking about a completely different change in field position.
Big time third down here, 3rd and 14. Got to get a stop. See us rolling up here. Got to release. Got some pressure. Got to get him down, though, when we got a chance, but that's okay. Good job there, Bryce Byers, Brady Evans, and Gavin Salt with pretty immediate pressure in the face of Charbonneau. And I think that's a big time down, because I think that's going to force them to punt. I think if they could have got it less than 10, you might see them go for it, especially on the plus side of the field. They're going to bring in the kicking team.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I think if there's any way possible for Jax to catch this football, I think we got to catch it, even if it's just a fair catch, to stop that ball from rolling. We saw, kind of the low kick that he and has a good roll with it, and that could pin us inside our own 10, and that's not where we want to be.
You're exactly right. If you can save 10 yards, you want to save 10 yards tonight. Got some pressure. Low kick. He called fair catch, but he let it go. It's almost one of those where he kind of mishit a kick, but it works out better. And you're exactly right. He's got to come up and catch that ball. I think we're playing too deep. He's kind of rugby styling it a little bit lower to the ground. We're playing too deep. We're letting it hit and roll, and that rolled a good 15, 20 yards. We need to go catch that ball. That's not on him. Normally there's a guy on the sidelines, whether it's a coach or a player, that's doing the math, telling you where to stand for the punt, and we need to scoot up about 5 yards.
Yeah, and, we talked about that. You don't fair catch that one, we're back at the 4. And, you're just talking about that's 96 yards now you're going to have to go. It's really probably 30-ish yards you're going to have to go before you can really flip the field. So you're talking about 3 or more first downs before you even get yourself just out of this hole. And this is kind of the chess match where you can get behind in against a good Wagner football team like we've got here tonight.
Yeah, and with 42 seconds, most likely we're going to be flipping it in a minute. We're going to go into the wind.
Good keeper there by Brad.
Yeah, that was a nice keep. He could have handed it off to Stovall or kept it, and he decided to keep it. Gained 4 yards, right on pace. The clock's going to tick down 30 seconds. Be interested. We don't have to take a snap here. We're holding up. I think we're happy. Played a pretty solid first quarter. Wagner Bulldogs have had the ball 3 times. We forced 2 punts. I feel like that's a win early on. Got to get some good confidence. That defense is playing strong. And we're going to let this click out. Flip the field. We're going to be able to kind of get some water in us, talk to the coaches. We got a little bit, you hear that term, shadow of your own goal. We're out of the shadow now. We can drop back to pass without fear of being sacked and safety. That was a big-time play on first down.
That's the
Mustang
end of
family,
the
we're going
first
to
quarter
take a
action
quick
here at
timeout.
Mustang Stadium.
We'll be right back with second quarter action after this.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues planning detail for your
Good. You know I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna light it up like the 4th of July. It's the best night of my life. It's the best night of my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to these mini Mustang cheerleaders. Respect of the opponent, spectators, coaches, and
Blake, we are back, and we have a ball game here. It's 7-0. Mustangs have the ball while we have a long way to go. I think that first quarter, you have to count that as a win. You got the defending state champions on your home field. And it's 7-0 after the first quarter. If we could go put some points on the board here, I know you're looking at some scores on Squirtle. You got to feel good about the Mustangs. Mustangs are going to come out with 4 wide receivers. Put one in motion. We're going to keep it again. It's hit by a host of Bulldogs. Charbonneau, Shield Knight. That looked like one where maybe he had an opportunity to give to Jax, and Jax might have could have done a little bit more with that. But it's going to be 3rd and 5.
But 3rd and 5 is kind of one of those we can live with that. You know, that's relatively where you're trying to get to, and you're okay with that.
Yeah, it's doable. You can run here, you can pass here, quarterback can roll out and conceivably get a first down. Just unable to stop the onslaught of pressure. And what stinks about that, Blake, is now we're inside the 5. We're not even going to have enough room to have full punt. So you're probably going to see the Wagoner Bulldogs bring some pressure here. And we're having to punt it. The wind has died down a little bit. The American flag is kind of slowly fluttering. It's not like it was to start the game. That's not what you want to see out of the Mustang offense.
Yeah, and you know this you kind of get in trouble of if they start bringing pressure, they've got half the distance to go. You know, you're only 12 to 14 yards back. Now you're 7.
Yeah, any bad snap or any pressure, this is going to have to be quick here. Nice punt. We need one of those Mustang bounces. It doesn't really take a little bit.
You know, and this is kind of the chess match we were talking about. You know, Wagoner punts, but now they actually get the football relatively where their first down mark would have been on their last drive, and so it turns out into a win for them because their offense is better field position now.
Yeah, and we had someone get a little dinged up there. I think it was Hogue. He's going to bring in number 5, Lustig, to play corner. Hopefully Hogue's okay. That was a good punt, though. I think under the circumstances, not a bad punt.
Not at all.
Proudly supporting Mustang football.
In motion, ball is given. Nice tackle. Looked like Gavin Salt kind of hung on there. And sometimes this is what you got to do. You're getting blocked.
Yep.
You know he's just going to get you. You've just got to hang on. Looks like Hogue was just maybe air knocked out of him. He's back on the field there.
Yeah, and, you know, that's just one of those. They only gain, if you don't make that tackle, that's an easy 8, 9, 10-yard gain. So that's a crucial tackle.
You're going to see the 3 to the top side, and they're going to go super wide down here. They're going to try to get the ball to Edwards here, I would suspect. Got to take away the inside release. Now they're going to run it. Some late activity. Going to have to call that in a minute. Blocking going on by Edwards well after the play there. Hogue did a good job keeping his cool. 3rd and 4. This is probably 4-down territory. Saw them warming up, Blake, kicking field goals. I would say this is a little out of his range, but definitely not in punt territory. So this is a big time down because they're going to go for it.
Yeah, you'd really like to see a no gain or, obviously a negative negative yard gain if you can, but
when in motion, that's Swanson.
He'll get the first down.
Finding his way from positive yards.
Again, that's just another way to get the ball to their playmakers when they're already, if you've ever driven a stick shift, Blake, they're already in second or third gear. They're not having to start in first gear from scratch. They're already up to steam and running. And so that's good play design by the Wagoner coaches.
Yeah, those guys' top gear is sometimes a little higher than what ours is.
For your chicken fix.
We got more speed than we have. I would say they probably have more, but I think our ones can run. So Coach Wagoner saying top side of the field. Design run by Charbonneau. There's just nobody there.
Room to run. And it's finally going to be brought down.
You know, and they've strictly ran the ball this drive, and they've actually had more success running the ball than they have throwing the ball.
Yeah, that might be one of those deals where you know, depending on who you play, you've had, different levels of competition. You can get a little too fancy. You know what I mean? People think of play callers like Mike Leach as these great play callers because they throw the ball all over the place, where maybe someone that runs the ball isn't considered that. But I think sometimes in high school football, if you got it, do it. Another run there. Good job there by Landon Roach, number 47, sophomore. Again, this is just his second start, Blake. And that's a great job of trusting his eyes and getting downfield and making a tackle.
Yeah, it was a great tackle by him, and that's something we didn't really see last week, of him just being able to pull the trigger that quick. And you're talking about a guy who, has came in and is really starting to make a difference is Roach. He did a good job last week. He's done a good job tonight. And to be able to make those tackles, just coming in, taking the legs out of the guy, they might have gained a little bit, but really not at all anything.
Yeah, I think they actually lost a half yard because it's second and goal from the 10.5.
Yep.
They're going to go 3 wide. They're going to be wide splits. Design quarterback keeper here, guys, up the right side. They've had some success. Max not able to get there. Big-time collision. They're going to mark him out at the half-yard line. I didn't see who was on that collision.
Yeah, but you can really – it's a testament to his power and strength. And when he gets rolling, it's a lot to bring him down. And that's something that they you go back to – we talked about – 3 times in a row, Wagoner makes it to the state finals. Oologah makes it to the state finals. One of their keys, which is a guy who now plays in the NFL for the Lions, was Malcolm Rodriguez. And one of their main weapons in the offense was Malcolm running the football, because he was about the same size here as Charbonneau.
Yeah, they're going to go under center. You're going to see quarterback sneak here. Kind of the mush push. Did we keep him
We
out?
got it.
We kept him out. Great job, Mustang defense there. You saw he was initially met with some pressure, tried to jump over the top. I didn't see who kind of cleaned off the top. Looks like Hope's patting salt on the helmet. He thinks Garrett did it. That's a big-time play. A lot of people would kick a field goal, go up 2 possessions here, but with our inability on the offensive side of the ball, they're going to go for it. Would like to hear the Mustang faithful. We got to get loud and proud here. He's going to not be under center here. That didn't go so well. I think you're going to see a design keeper. That'll allow the running back to do another block here.
Yeah.
See if we can fire some gaps.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Nope.
False start.
There we go, and that's big. That's huge. You're going from the 1-yard line back to the 6.
Now you're going to hear the Mustang crowd get loud. Let's see what they like to do now. The 4th and goal from the 6. You're seeing some big-time play by that Mustang defense, keeping them out of the end zone 3 straight plays. But the problem with Wagoner is they can strike at any time. We need to do it one more time. Just be sound. Probably, we've been getting some pressure. You might see them try to get rid of the ball quick, run some sort of screen. Trust your eyes, get upfield, make the tackle. You see Hogue shaded the inside, not going to allow the slant. If they're going to throw it, they're going to have to throw it over the top. Design run.
There it is. We got him. We got him. Big time stop by the Mustang defense. That's a lot of momentum, because they came down and the Bulldogs were thinking they're going to punch this in. False start gives us a little bit of juice, and I don't think they gained a yard on the play.
See some fight from that defense. Now what they need to see is they need to see their offense get some first downs, let them catch a breather, keep this momentum going.
Yeah, and in a lot of it's the same guys, but a little bit, for some of these guys, it can be exhausting for your defense to go out and say, we're doing our job. We've allowed 7 points. We're doing our job. We need a little bit of help on the offensive side of the football. If nothing else here, let's get out to the 40 before we have to punt it. Let's flip the field and make Wagoner go on another drive, because we've seen it. Our defense is playing pretty good football right now.
Yeah, you hit it. I think we'd be so huge for our confidence. We get a couple of first downs here. Even if we did have to punt, that would eat some clock, flip the field, make them go a long field. We've had the ball, but we've had it about this position every time. We're going to run it up the middle with Stovall. He's going to pick up a couple.
And we kind of just need one more of those blocks to go our way. We get one more of those blocks, and I think he's, in the 5, 6 to 8 yard gain territory before he's even met with any contact.
Yeah, and you saw that last week. He was getting to that second level. He's having to make someone miss or absorb some contact pretty much at the line of scrimmage. So good job by that young man to get 2.5 yards. Make it 2nd and 7.5. Ball snapped. We're going to roll out. Maybe just run it here.
That's kind of one of those, that's just a hard decision. He's trying to make a play. You're getting it stretched out on the edge. Charbonneau's a really good athlete. He kind of knows almost a little bit of what Hoisington's thinking. He's a quarterback-minded guy, just in a bad position.
Yep, and you mentioned it with Rodriguez. What a luxury to have some quarterbacks their size. Think about it. Malcolm Rodriguez is currently starting at middle linebacker for a team that's 3-1 in the NFL, and he plays quarterback.
Yes, he did.
Big-time third down. We got to get.
Oh, no.
How about silver lining? Can't go back 5 when you're only on the 6.
That's true. That's very true.
It's going to be half the distance, but, man, the defense is playing well. Special teams is doing good. Just can't get out of our own way on offense. That's the 3rd false start penalty in a quarter and a half, Blake.
Yeah, and that's the thing is our defense is playing good, but here's the thing. Your defense can only bend so much before it breaks. And when you're constantly giving the Wagoner offense the football on your side of the 50-yard line, man, that hurts.
Oh, goodness.
Oh.
Now, we were out of the end zone, but barely. That was almost a safety for a screen. And I think that play call is due to the fact they've been getting such heavy pressure. We don't really have time to do a big 5-step drop and pass for 15 yards in the air. We're having to get the ball out quick. We got to get that offensive line to give us a little more time. This is going to be the second time. This is actually worse than last time. The ball's just about touching the goal line. Jackson's not going to have any room to get this ball off. He likes to kind of do the rugby and let him come at him a little bit and let our coverage get down the field, but we're not going to be able to do that here with the ball on the half-yard line.
Yeah, we're almost going to have to figure out some type of RPO game, kind of the run-pass option where you can kind of get some linebackers sucked up to the front and, hit a little slot receiver out for a 5-6 yard gain.
Good job by Jax to get that out. He fair caught it. Not sure why he did that. He had room to roam. But honestly, that's a 10 out of 10 for Jax out of the end zone when you only got 5 yards. And I'm not sure what happened, but they got a Wagoner Bulldog. He's up. Got some fun stuff coming up, Blake. We got homecoming parade on October 12th. That's downtown. That's a lot of fun. Also that night, we had the Hall of Fame induction banquet, about 7:45-ish. Those guys are all going to ride in the parade. We have some table sponsorships available. You can contact Kendra Atkins at the admin office. Tickets are also $25 at the door. Get you a nice meal. And to be a part of the homecoming ceremony in the Hall of Fame. We have 1965 Linda Pavey, 1991 Eric Weens, 1998 Jared Mathias, 1999 Brandy Willis, and from 2003, 3-time state wrestling champion Joey Gorzinski.
Oh, yep. Edwards left early on that one.
Ball start against the Bulldogs.
Probably going to go to him, looking a little antsy maybe, while he was trying to get a release there.
And going back, though, to the long blue line, it's so awesome to have that tradition just in sports and, in all student activities here at Oologah. We have such a rich tradition, and the student involvement's always been awesome. And it's we've kind of got, we've talked about we have pretty much every sport and any activity there is to do in high school.
Going to go back to pass.
Pass finds a receiver.
Yeah, they're going to have to call that on Edwards. You can't stand over the guy, and he's been doing some late activity. Almost looked like he threw a punch a couple plays earlier, and that's going to get him off the play. That young man, great player, lets motions get ahead of him. That's going to be a big 15-yarder. But we were talking a little bit about the community involvement, the kids. We announced this week we have a great homecoming tradition. Every sport has a representation. I know when I was young, it was basketball, football, and wrestling only. We have cross country, track, soccer, all the things. It's a really cool. So the representatives from each sport were announced. Later on in a week or so, everyone in the school gets a chance to vote, and then they'll announce the winner. right here in a couple of weeks. That is October 13th. We are hosting SkyTube. Change the notes there. The tailgate show will begin at 6 p.m. so we can broadcast the homecoming court.
I think the Bulldogs thought maybe it was on us because they're kind of running up to the football like it's going to move forward, and that penalty was on them.
Yeah, I was still going over some other things. Like, they haven't even marked the ball back, so we have plenty of time, and refs got it right, as they do most of the time.
I think they were kind of talking about an unsportsmanlike. They called it unnecessary roughness, I believe. I think they were talking about what they were going to call there, but in the end, results in negative yards for the Bulldogs. Big help here for the Mustang defense. We need to capitalize on this.
Yeah, second and 17, 20. Going to throw it deep here. Ball's in the air. Got to find the ball. Good coverage there.
Great play. Oh, wow.
Obviously, that's a long way from our vantage point. That official's running right down the sidelines. Looked like maybe there was some contact there with the Vilbus. I think the biggest thing, Blake, is he didn't get his head turned around. He was beat. Sometimes when you're beat, you kind of panic a little bit. He didn't quite get the head turned around. So if there's any contact at all, they're going to call it. And the worst part about that is going to be an automatic first down when you had him 1st and 20.
Yeah, and that's kind of the catch-22 because I believe in high school you don't have to turn your head around technically.
You don't.
But you can't initiate any type of contact if you don't have your head turned around. He made a great play on the football once it got there, but there had to, I guess maybe they saw a little bit of, like we said, it's a long ways away on the other side of the field, deep down the field. Just an unfortunate play for the Mustangs.
Yep, and that is at least the 4th penalty on the Mustangs that I'm aware of for at least 30 yards, and we can't do that if we're going to continue to stay in the game. 4:49, clock was running. We had him behind the chains on 2nd and 20.
Yeah, and
I fibbed, so it's not an automatic first down. So that's bad.
I thought it was too.
Not anymore. Okay. You know, like if you're in an NFL situation, if you watch Sundays or Saturdays, defensive penalty is almost always an automatic first down. It's not there because it was 2nd and 20. So it's going to be, they get to replay the down, is my understanding. So it should be about 2nd and 7.
You know, and that was something we were really hoping the Mustang defense would capitalize on that and get maybe some decent field position out of that, because you'd love to see them maybe put 7 on the board before they go into halftime, but they're going to have their work cut out for them. Oh, man.
Charbonneau put a little gas on that. Number 26, Anthony Coleman, was not ready for the heat. I would imagine Charbonneau can wing it.
Yeah, and what we've talked about, they seem to have a little more success, you know, with kind of the screen game or just kind of flip it out. You know, kind of short passes, getting it in and out of the hands of Charbonneau into their, you know, playmakers. But it kind of seems almost to me like they're dropping back and they struggle a little more in the drop back pass. We're doing a good job of getting some stuff covered up and making them make good throws and catches.
We're going to go 4 wide here. Coach Wagner going to call a quick timeout. We're going to step away and take one as well. Don't go anywhere, guys. It's 4:43 left here in the half. We're hosting Wagner. It's currently Wagner 7. Mustang 0.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Blake, big time 3rd down as we welcome you back to the Mustang broadcast here. See the moon, Blake, that moon is beautiful. It's like
it
orange.
Is beautiful. Yep, it's awesome.
What they call that, a harvest moon, I think?
Yep.
Beautiful. And it's a full moon, which is perhaps why it was a little hectic at school today, I'm going to guess. We won't go into that, but we had a good day. We had morning pep, afternoon pep. Big time 3rd down. They're going to roll wide. We're there.
And you know what? You're just going to see their quarterback making a tremendous throw and a guy with big-time Division I offers making a big-time catch. And that's the reason why he's got those type of offers. That was a great play by them. Unfortunate for the Mustangs, but that just is what it is. You know, they're going to make big plays like that.
Yeah, and that was a really good offensive play design. They're going to kind of roll out here to the short side of the field. They had guys everywhere. We did a good job. Garrett Salt, our safeties, all over Shield Knight, literally all over him. Just a better play by the offense.
Yeah, when you've got a 6'4" against a 5'6" guy, you've just got a lot of, area that's uncovered.
Good tackle there. And that's really the first time you've seen Charbonneau fit that ball in kind of in a zone look in the tight spot like you were talking. They've had more success with the screen game or just simply chunking it. That was a nice little put his foot in the ground, see Swanson deliver the ball. 2nd and about 4, and we're getting dangerous. 4:15. Asking a lot of the defense here. This is the 5th possession already of the half by the Wagoner Bulldogs, and it's only 7-0. They're doing a great job. Blake, I think we need a turnover here.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure out something. They kind of had that motion again, kind of going
He's
towards
gonna run
the
it.
line a little bit.
Nice.
Great job, but a big hit by Ty Cherry kind of put on Charbonneau. And those are the type of hits we talked about that you start thinking about when the game goes on. And Charbonneau's a tough kid, We talked about him being a wrestler, but even kids like that, you start laying the wood on them, and they're going to think about
Max came through. I'm not sure he got a lot of him, but forced him to slow down and stop his momentum, and that allowed Ty to come in. We talked about Ty. Talk about force. It's speed and mass, and he's a big kid, and he can get it, and that was a big-time hit. Big 3rd down here. 3rd and 6. Actually lost a yard there. Mustang defense trying to answer the call here. They're going to give it wide to Swanson. Yeah. Just able to peck his way through, unable to get him on the ground, and they're going to pick up the 1st down.
Wagner's really done a good job of getting blocks and kind of running in tight spaces and just finding little nooks and crannies and just gaining, a half yard here, half yard there, and before they know it, they're 3 yards past the 1st down marker.
Yeah, because we kind of had him slowed up there. He did a good job. Running backs, a lot of times you talk about speed, and he is their speedster. He is their guy that's fast, number 3. But he slowed down and allowed the blocking to kind of transpire in front of him, and that's actually what allowed him. That patience is what allowed him to get the 1st down. They're going to put Big Edwards up the top. Wouldn't be shocked to see him throw it up to him. Well, they're going to give again. Same play as last time.
Great tackle.
I don't even know who that was. Landon Roach, number 47. Great job there getting a handful of jersey and bringing him down. Otherwise, you're hearing the Wagner fight song right now, Blake.
Yep, that was definitely a touchdown saving tackle. And, 2nd down for the Wagner offense from the 4. You're talking about you're trying to get the Mustang, or you're expecting the Mustang defense to now have another goal line stand. They've been in this position 3 times now.
Yeah, and only allowed 1 touchdown. They've done a great job. Edwards and Shield Knight split out wide. Anxious to see if they throw here. They're going to put a man in motion. Yeah, they're going to throw it up top. Got to find the ball. Nice job there by Holmes to go find the ball and knock it away. Ball was kind of underthrown.
There's going to be some more words. That's going to be a matchup all night. You've kind of got those, all week. Hogue's been studying Edwards. Edwards been studying Hogue. You've got one-on-one matchup, and that's the stuff that you live for as a high school football player. Throw it over here. You want to see,
You want to see what you got. That dude's got big-time Big 12 offers. Obviously, number 6 lives with me. He's been watching film. He thinks he's picked up some things. He knows he can run with them. It's just a matter of going out and trusting it. Sam made the switch to corner literally the week of the prior scrimmage. So this is only 5 or 6 weeks he's played even corner in his whole life. So good job by that young man. Wouldn't be shocked to see him do it again.
Got a false start maybe? Oh, nope.
Somebody
Timeout.
Timeout. I'm not even sure on who. It doesn't matter because we're going to take one as well. We'll be right back, guys. There's 2:20 left in the half. Big-time possession here. Big-time defensive stand needed. Come right back with us.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
throughout the stadium this evening.
I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew a girl so smart, so responsible, she must be a keeper.
Mustang family, we are back. It's a big-time play going on by both teams. Ours has primarily been on the defensive side of the ball, Blake. It is 3rd and goal from the 5. Feels like they've been 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and goal the entire night, but it's only 7-0. If we can force perhaps a field goal, perhaps get a turnover, Big time play here needed.
Yeah, and you talked about we wanted the crowd to get into it. They're getting into it. It's rocking here at Mustang Stadium. This is big time football.
Design quarterback run.
There it is. Got to make a tackle. Just got to bring him down. We've got a lot of bodies on him.
Hey, that's what you want. What did you see there? Maybe the first, second guy. That's a big time guy. How many gold helmets rallied to the ball? I saw all 11.
Yeah,
by the end of that play.
And that's awesome. I think it's awesome. That's what it's going to take to win this football game.
And I think they're bringing in their field goal unit based on the fact that this is their third or fourth trip inside our 10-yard line, and they've only got one touchdown to show for it. Big time defensive stand there.
This is big.
Defense has frightened those Bulldogs.
Call timeout.
We had to call timeout. We had a guy not on the field. That's okay. That's okay. We'll keep it right here, guys. We got some fun things going on in the halls. I mentioned the Lady Mustang softball team last night. They were down 4-0 at Hilldale, to Hilldale. Able to come back, tied it in the 6th. Bottom of the 8th. Game-winning hit by Callie Hogue. That was really cool. Some Mustang magic there. And today, we were up the entire game, Blake, 1-0. We let them score in the 6th, but then we returned the favor, scored 2 in the bottom of the 6th, and then we went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th. Big time play. Happy for those girls. Happy for Coach Seabach. And like I mentioned, I think we're going to get to host Super Regionals right here next week. That would be big for the Mustang faithful. I think on October 2nd, if my text from Mr. Dixon is correct, we get to start playoffs for volleyball. Volleyball has quietly had a good season. They're very competitive, won a lot of matches this year. Anxious to see what they can do, Blake.
It's awesome. You know, it's great to have success across all sports. You know, obviously we're here on Friday night watching football, but, you know, just talking about all the different kids and all the different activities that we get to do here at Oologah and have success in all of them. That's awesome. Field goal attempt here.
Got to watch for any type of fake. Good snap. Good hold and a good kick. And that's a win, Blake. We held them 4 straight plays down there. You see Coach Wagner running on the field. He's proud of his guys. That's a great job. And we're going to get a chance to return a kick.
Yeah.
We've been close. We haven't returned one this year, but we've been close. If you go back and watch film, we got tackled by the kicker, which against Claremore, the kicker is one of their best players, one of their best athletes. There's been kind of that one guy we got to beat or that one extra block that we haven't been able to get. And as I talked about, one of my keys to the game, I think we're going to have a special team defensive touchdown to come out on top tonight.
I'll just say it. It's what it took a few years ago.
It is. It was the recipe.
Yep.
What, 2018?
I think so. I mean, Ty takes that one back, and we got to go put, 2-point conversion. We get that, go and score a field goal in overtime. But what it really took is us banding together and talking about some defensive football. It was just a chess match, just a slugfest. You're talking about, everybody just the defense doing a great job, bowing their neck, not letting the Bulldogs just run down and score like they kind of do on everybody else. And we've done a good job. If you're looking at it, you talk about 3 trips deep into the red zone, inside the 5, and we've allowed 10 points. That's a win. I mean, that's a good job.
And they've only had one of those big chunk plays. Everything else has been short. They had like the 40, 50-yard pass. They've only had big, and to flip it, last week they were winning 60-0 at the half.
Yep.
So last time they did a very high pooch kick to Wade Peters right in the center of the field, number 44. He did a good job bringing it up almost to the 40. Anxious to see what he does. He can't quite kick it in the end zone, so it's probably what they're going to go to again. They are. Nice job there by Roach. Big time collision there.
Does a good job of securing the football and running hard, making the most out of his opportunity. A lot of times you see guys kind of in that middle road, they'll fair catch it. They're not super confident in their abilities to run with football. We've seen both our guys catch it and take off running hard.
Yeah, I like that. They and the thing that, Wade is a tight end, but Landon's one of our other running backs.
Mm-hmm.
So I trust him. I like that. Kick it to him every time. We'll take it at the 40-yard line.
For sure. Kind of get a chance at your 2-minute drill. We'll see how aggressive we are. No timeouts. You got 1:41 on the clock. You're down 10. You're really not in a bad spot coming out. You're going to get the ball after halftime, too.
Good handoff, Ty Cherry. Big time collision by Ty and number 24, Keaton Cole, senior linebacker. Both of those young men like contact. You're going to see Wagner take a timeout. Blake, what are they thinking taking timeout here?
So when I'm thinking trying to be on their sideline here, is they're thinking we haven't had a whole lot of offensive success. They've got 3 timeouts now too. If they stop us here and make us punt, they're going to have I don't know, maybe, I would say a little over a minute to go down and try to put more points on the board. And if you're talking now, instead of being 10-0, if you can get to 17 or even 13-0 going into halftime, that's two really different talks that you're giving at halftime.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's exactly what they're thinking. Very critical, I would say. We haven't. How many first downs we got? 2, maybe 3. Very critical for us to get a first down here and milk the clock out. We deferred. We talked about that with the coin toss. We'll get the kick at the half. Only down 10-7 against, depends on what you look at, number 1, number 2, number 3 team in the state, defending state champs.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel bad about that. You got to go in, talk to your guys, get some water, kind of readjust. Go, okay, guys, we're in this. We've played well. We've played hard. Now let's go score.
Yeah, and I think you just said it. The most important thing right here is maybe not even scoring. It's just getting that first down.
Ball back. Going to be a pitch to Cherry, and they are immediately in the backfield. But you see the power of Cherry. Takes the third or fourth guy to get him down, and he stays in bounds. That's key. That's going to force Wagoner to take one of those extra timeouts they have. And they're going to be down to 1 timeout. It is going to be 3rd and about 5, Blake.
Yeah, we talked about they're taking timeouts. He skips out of bounds right there, stops the clock. They now have an extra timeout if they were to get the football back to use on the offensive side of the football. Complicates things for the potential Mustang defense. But this is a really big 3rd down because we really don't want to have to give the football back to Wagoner for them to have one more try at our end zone,
Absolutely, absolutely. Big time down here at Mustang Stadium. One last shout-out to some girls on the softball team. Everybody played well. Presley Moffitt hit a 3-run homer. Then she hit an in-the-park homer. Everyone making plays. But 2 seniors I want to highlight. Jaden Standiford has been our only pitcher for the last 3 years. Save a time where she hurt her wrist and Addie Edmondson came in. She's won every game that the Lady Mustangs have played the last 3 years except for 2. Big-time shout-out to her, pitching 3 games in 24 hours here. She played great. She also hits well, does a good job in the field. And then also Taylor McKee. Don't have a lot of stats for softball in my office anyway. Best we can tell, she's the all-time home run leader, Blake. I think she has 16. She hit another one last night. 16 home runs. She's a big-time hitter going on to play some college softball. I want to give them a shout-out.
That's super awesome to really, etch your name in that long blue line history.
Absolutely. And a big down here. Need to get a first down. Guarantee that we're going to end the half with the ball. See him checking with Coach Noble.
Got plenty of time on the play clock. We don't have any timeout, so we can't talk about it. We got to do some communication with Hoisington.
Hoisington's going to go back. Oh, he's just going to throw it up. We got Braxton Davis tried to come back and get the ball. Looked like there was some confusion. Maybe Davin ran the wrong route, Davin Shondell. And we're going to have to punt. It was exactly what we didn't want to do with a minute 18 left in the half. Just unable. I like us throwing the ball there, though, being aggressive, not just running it. Sometimes you'll see teams do that and force them to use their extra timeout. No, go get the first down.
Right. And here's the thing is we just got to get a good punt, good coverage, make the tackle, trust our defense, just let nothing get behind us. You can even give up a couple first downs before you're,
8 seconds on the play clock, Blake. We had to run an extra guy on. That's just a
Oh, no. That's exactly what we couldn't have happen. Those are the type of plays that, can potentially you look back and say this is a pivotal moment in the football game. And hopefully we can look back at the end of the night and this not be it. But that's something that you wish you could go back 15 seconds and change.
Yeah, just discombobulating with injuries, running the guy on late. But the snap was low but not terrible. And with them bringing pressure, just unable to get it off. Big time ask by the defense here to keep the Wagoner Bulldogs off the scoreboard. I would not be shocked to see them go to the end zone right here.
Yeah, they're going to test their luck right now.
Finds a man.
Clock will stop while they restart the chains. Kind of ran a triple move there because he kind of pump faked like he was going to stop and run a hook. Then he went deep, and I think he saw it was covered, so he broke it off. And that might just be some backyard ball there, Blake, where he knows, hey, I'm just going to break this off.
Yeah, these two guys have, played together for a few years now, and, they've got a lot of chemistry. We got to get him down while we got him in the backfield there. We've got to tackle him.
Just missed too many tackles.
We've got to make those tackles. We've had him. We have opportunities on that guy, and when you have opportunities to get sacks, it's so crucial that you make those.
After scrambling for yards, we've got an
We've got Jackson Gill down.
2. We got It's like Mattis DeVilba's limping off. And Jackson Gill, man. Jackson, I'm going to be honest with you, no one's played better than Jackson Gill this entire season. I mean, you talk to the coaches, he's played so well on that defensive line, an anchor senior offensive lineman.
Yeah, and I think really it's just the consistency of it. You know, sometimes it's not always about being the all-star player, but if you can week in, week out give a consistent level of high-level effort and high-level play, that's somebody that the coaches can trust, that your teammates can trust, and you can be a real leader.
See Jackson wanting off on his own power, but not putting a lot of pressure on that right leg. Okay, the Mustang family clapping for him. Hopefully he's okay. Maybe just needs a retape. Okay, the good news is once they signal the play in, the clock should run. Kind of unfortunate to have some injuries there because the clock stopped, but the clock should run here because they did not get a first down. 38 seconds. Yeah, the clock's running right now. They've already signaled it for play. Going to be student body right. Somebody get up there and make a play. You got a tackle now. Good job there. He did get out of bounds. Going to stop the clock at 26.2. It's going to be a first down. But the more plays they got to run, the better right now because they're short on time.
Yeah.
Maddox coming back out, so Maddox DeVilbus looks to be okay. Coming up at halftime, Blake, a little something. We've had guests up in the booth every week. We can't have John Matthews, our band director, up in the booth because he's got to be on the field. So we did a pre-tape. Excited to hear what he has to say. Really excited to hear him talk about this year's show. That's coming up at halftime, along with Meet the Teacher, Mrs. McKibben, one of our new science teachers. She's teaching physical science, doing a great job. We're super blessed to have her be a part of the Mustang family. Design keeper. Walks in.
We talked about it.
Yeah, that is exactly what you didn't want to happen. Coach Peters is yelling. I think they're calling for a hold. So is Coach Wagoner. Looked like there had to be some defense playing too well there for not to be anybody in the hole there.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of just one of those things. You give a team like this too much room, and you keep shooting yourself in the foot, they're going to capitalize. There's a reason they were state champs last year.
This is their 5th trip in the red zone. I think 6th or 7th possession overall, and they're getting ready to have 17 points. Your defense is doing all they can. Offense has got to find a way to sustain some drives, put some points on the board, and that is up and good. I want to take a minute to recognize some of our great sponsors here of Mustang Athletics, American Bus, providing transportation needs from 9 to 90. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, trusted for their experience, chosen for their care. Raising Cane's, love those guys over there. Texoma Tractor, proud sponsor of Mustang Athletics. Mid-American Feed, just north of here, high-quality livestock feed and service. And Advanced Homes, advancedhbi.com, building your dreams. The Advanced family, big-time supporters of Mustang Athletics as long as I've been around. I've been around a while, Blake, 7 years. Great family.
So you kind of just got to – Mustangs got to catch the kick, got to take care of the football for a couple plays, go into halftime, and keep it 17-0. Don't let anything crazy happen. Because here's the thing is, we've talked about it, our offense is going to have to find something. We've kind of talked about your defense can only bend so much, and you can only force them into, give them the ball inside the 10 so often.
Yeah, they got too many dudes over there. They got too many guys that are, big-time college players, college offers anyway. We don't know if they're players yet, but you give them 7 possessions and a half and only 1 on the negative side of the field. I think all the other possessions have been on our half of the field because of the inability of offense to sustain drives. So they've been going with the high pooch kick. Oh, now they're going to kick it on the ground. Roach is going to pick it up. Going to kind of come up the right, come up the middle a little bit. Nice return. He'll take it up to about the 37. 18.6. I'll be honest, I wouldn't be shocked to see us just kneel on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. They potentially could call their timeout, so we're going to have to run a couple, at least 2 plays probably, because they'll call their timeout. But we'll just see. You're at this point, you just want to get to the locker room. You kind of, damage control a little bit. You really would have loved to go in 10-0 or 10-3, 10-7. Obviously, it kind of flipped around on us.
Yeah, just a catastrophic punt. We've had that twice now in 5 games where we just haven't had a snap. We've had snap hold issues. Run up the middle. Going to gain about 4. Wagoner going to be content with it to head into the halftime.
Yep.
Good effort so far by the Mustang defense, even though it's 17-0.
And that's going to be an end to first half action.
We're going to go into the half. Hopefully we can get some things going on the offense side of the ball. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more after this.
Cheerleaders.
A water faucet with clean water, a reliable car on a busy day, a faithful dog, and reliable insurance. They're there when you need them. Coach Jason Brown and Chalkline Insurance is your local insurance agent. After 20 years in coaching, Jason is using that work ethic to take care of you and your family. Chalkline Insurance is locally owned by a name you know and backed by an agency with more than 30 years of experience. If you own it, we can insure it. For all your commercial, home, rental, auto, and recreation.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is our song. I wear your witness coat. Looking for a come up. I look incredible. This is our song. Y'all can't stop me, yeah. Let's go. I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is our song. I wear your witness coat. Looking for a come up. I look incredible. This is our song. Price tag popping, everyone's watching. Let's go! I don't wanna be somebody without your body close to me. And if it wasn't you, I wouldn't want anybody close to me. Mama said that it was okay. Mama said that it was right all night. I couldn't leave without a fight overnight. And it was okay, 'cause we were good kids.
Mustang family, you got to see Coach Brandy Wagoner and the cheer team right there. I think you see some market of improvement. They've been working really hard. I know she's excited, proud of how the girls are doing. They got some competitions, as you heard in the pregame, in our underrated, overrated segment. They got some competitions coming up, and looking forward to see how they're doing. Why the Wagoner Bulldogs are going to perform, we're going to hit you with Meet the Teach, Mrs. McKibben, and then we're going to listen to John Matthews talk a little bit about the band right before you get to see the Stallion Battalion, so don't go anywhere.
Mustang family, I'm here with one of our new segments, Meet the Teach, and I'm here with Mrs. McKibben. Mrs. McKibben, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Hello, this is my first year, and I have taught in previous schools. Sand Springs is where I did come from. I have taught for about 7 years there. I've taught physical science in there, not the class. And I really wanted to go to a small school, and I am so happy that I have transferred over to Oologah. I have nothing but great news to talk about to all my friends and family about coming to Oologah. I love the students. I love the staff that I work with. Everything is great, and I am so happy about changing over.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great to hear. I'm glad that that's going so well. And you mentioned aeronautics. So one of the things I do is Facebook and Google searches when we get applicants, and when I did that with you, that popped up, and I know that you have a passion for aeronautics. You work at the State Department to help us curriculum. We talked a little bit about that. Can you explain kind of what that is? Because we would love eventually, I know we talked maybe incorporate that here.
So there has been a huge decline in the number of pilots, and it's not just pilots that we try to as far as increase the numbers, because we're needing mechanics, air traffic controllers, and so there are a few organizations across the United States that have been trying to get the aeronautics curriculum into the high schools, and Oklahoma is leading in that. Having most schools using the high school curriculum to
have a high five.
For this
Bam! You're the goodest mascot in the world. Yes, I agree.
And it's a project that we've been trying to build so that we can increase the aeronautics skill across the whole high school site. And it gives students a lot of opportunities. We do a lot of field trips. And I've taken some students to the Mike Monroe Air Center that is on like a couple of them in the whole nation that's similar to that, and every single air traffic controller that is in the United States has had to be certified through the Mike Monroe. So every single air traffic controller goes through the Mike Monroe Center. And so it's pretty cool what they've got to do.
Woohoo! What's the microphone?
Ninth grade physical science, we're super blessed to have her. Hey Mustang family, here with Mr. Matthews, our band director. We had to pre-tape this because we're getting ready to watch them perform down on the field, and we couldn't have them up here live, so a little different today. But why don't you tell everybody what we're getting ready to watch this year's show?
All right, our show this year is called Metal. It's basically heavy metal music with a little artistic twist. There's a lot of movement going on. Students are actually going to be playing some metallic instruments in our last movement. We just got the rest of it on the field this last Tuesday, so we are ready to go tonight, and we're excited for you to see it.
Yeah, I noticed the second football practice was over Tuesday. You guys were on the field.
We were there.
You guys worked really hard. Now, is there any specific, like you said, heavy metal, like bands or music we're going to recognize?
You're going to hear some Ozzy Osbourne. You're going to hear some Metallica.
Fun. So after tonight, we have our home contest tomorrow night, or tomorrow all day. But we perform an exhibition because we hire the judges. It's kind of wacky. But we get to perform, and it's a blast. I make it every year. What time do you think?
So our band is going to march an exhibition at 9 p.m. So we'll be the last band right before finals awards.
Take a picture of
It's always super fun. And then the kids, when they get done, they always have like the greatest time ever. They're playing music and dancing while the judges are passing.
Yeah, we'll have our drum line out there playing some drum kits.
You give away super huge trophies that are awesome. After tomorrow, though, like that's just the start. So what do we got down the line?
So we've got about 3 weeks of craziness. The next week we have Bixby on October the 7th. I believe we play at 1 p.m. In Bixby, and then the next week we have a contest in Coffeyville on Tuesday, and then with the area of the state championship on the next Saturday on the 14th, and then the following Tuesday we're here back at Oologah hosting OSX.
Yeah, super busy. Always love to go to Bixby, and now Bixby, you said 1 o'clock, but that's prelims, right?
That's prelims.
So you got to make it to finals, and which we've done recently,
Yes.
and that's always fun. We get to come back. We're not here like 10. It's super late. It's like basically a midnight show. But it's a lot of fun. So last question, kind of heavy metal. What do you think is the strength of the show? Is there a particular group, section?
So this year we've put all of our percussion on the field again, and so we've got it centered around our drum set players. So Kimberly Wilson is just killing it on the drum set, and we've got a whole rock and roll rhythm section. Keyboards and bass guitar and electric guitar. So we'll just do like a little mini rock band with drum.
Right back.
Let's go Mustangs! Let's go! 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 Woo! Let's go Mustangs! on, boys! Come on! Come on, finish strong! Finish strong! And there!
Ladies and gentlemen,
I would let
once
them
again,
do
I want to
that.
remind you that the concession stand is open and proceeds tonight from our quarterback club and band boosters is going to help the Crab family. I did receive a wonderful report from Jackson Crab's father. Today, a bone marrow biopsy came back and showed 0 signs of cancer. There is still a long road of treatments, but prayers are being answered. And so thank you for your prayers on behalf of the Crab family. Once again, still a long road of treatments for this leukemia, but no signs of cancer.
After 20 years of coaching, Jason is using that work ethic to take care of you and your family. Chalkline Insurance is locally owned by a name you know and backed by an agency with more than 30 years of experience. If you own it, we can insure it. For all your commercial, home, rental, auto, and recreational insurance needs, give Coach Brown a call at 918-789-3848. Chalkline Insurance, your local insurance agent in Oologah, where character creates connection.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're here at halftime. Mustangs are warming up. The Bulldogs already warmed up. We're going to hit some stats really quick. We've talked about how well the Mustang defenses have played. Our offense has put them in a few tight spots. We had the drop punt there right at the end. Put them up 17-0 going into halftime, but just some stats. Oologah has 1 first down to Wagoner's 11. We've got 12 rushing attempts, but only 6 rushing yards. We've got Brad's gone 3 for 7, 5 yards passing. So we've got a total of 11 yards on the offensive side of football. We're going to have to get something fixed and figured out to help our defense. Our defense is really actually playing very well, and that's kind of hard to look at and say when they've allowed 17 points. But they've done a really good job. We've talked about they've gotten the football every single time the Bulldogs have on our side of the 50-yard line. So Wagoner has 20 attempts rushing for 63 yards. They've gone 13 for 19, 157 yards passing, 220 total yards. They've had 5 penalties for 40 yards. We've only had 4, ours amounting to 28 yards. But the time of possession, here's a big one, over 15 minutes for Wagoner and just a little over 8 minutes for us. So it's just been a battle of defenses. The defense has just been on the field almost all night for the Mustangs, and really the Mustang offense hasn't given them any type of support. We're looking to go into halftime 10-0. We have a drop punt. Ends up Bulldogs being able to put another 7 on the board, so 17-0. A positive note here to start the second half. We're going to get the football. So we're going to have a chance for Hoisington and the offense to go out, get a little bit of momentum, and I really think it's a huge drive.
Yep, I agree. I think it's big time. Tone said we got to come out and get some first downs. I think we have to score. Got to get some points on the board. I know we heard it with the field mic, but I want to update. It is Jackson's battle night here at Mustang Stadium. You see some orange, and got a text from his dad, who I've been in communication with as they kick it off. It's going to be up the middle to Jackson Burchett, our most dangerous speedster. Ooh, big time hit. Going to be down at the 30. But they got results today of Jackson's bone marrow biopsy that was done on Monday, day 15 of treatment. It showed 0 signs of cancer. Definitely prayers answered, but not the end of the road, and it doesn't mean that he's 100% cancer-free. So want to continue to douse that family with prayers, but some great news with Jackson's battle.
For sure. And, you talked about it. We really need to go down and score. Even if it's just 3 points, we've got to erase the goose egg. Right now, there's not even anything on the scoreboard underneath the Mustangs. So we really need something to go right for the Mustang offense. In the third quarter, just in history of the season, has kind of been our nemesis. So we've got to shake that tonight.
I'm going to hand it off up the middle. Going to be a loss of 1.5 yards, so unfortunately more of the same. And I think something of note looks like, where'd he go? Jackson Gill. I'm looking for Jackson Gill. He came out, but it looks like he's not wearing pads. Is that correct?
Yeah. I can't tell it. I can't tell if he's got his pads on or not. I think I see him, but he's not on the field right now. We'll say that.
He was dinged up there at the end of the half.
Good run by Stovall.
Able to take it up the left side, get some positive yardage.
Yep.
Going to be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and again, it's just a big third down. We've got to get some offense going. We're putting our defense, too much pressure, expecting too much of them to get results. You've got to put points on the board to help them out.
Yeah, 3 and out would be devastating and be a big win for the Wagoner Bulldogs. We're going to go 3 wide receivers. We're going to go back to pass. Immediate pressure.
You got to get it. You just got to find a way. He's got it.
Put the ball out. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds 2 yards shy. I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised to see us go for it here.
I think you almost got to.
Let's say 4th and a long 2. I know you don't want to. You almost have to. Your defense has been playing so hard. You hate to put them in the same spot you put them in 5 out of the 7 possessions. But, man, that's a big-time stop there. Looks like he just stepped out of bounds as he was going up the visitor sideline.
I love the effort, and he's going to be kicking himself for a little bit over that, but he's got to shake that off. Our defense hopefully can go get a 3 and out, and just keep playing hard and keep playing really good football and get our offense another chance.
Takes a decent Mustang bounce. Going to be down at the 25-yard line. Good job there by the special teams unit. That's a quick 3 and out. Not what you drew up at half, I promise you.
No, it's not, but here's the thing is, maybe, our defense, even all year, our defense has really been, what we've relied on. So I think we're relying on them to kind of make a big play. And if there's any way that our defense can cause a turnover, a couple big sacks or something like that, it's going to be monumental.
Yeah, we had some pressure early. Kind of some trickery here.
We just got to break down and make a tackle. We're in the right spots.
Just missed tackles.
On the far side of the field.
We're in the spot. Maddox DeVilbiss is there. Just got to be able to get a hand on him and slow him down.
Yeah, and that's about the most frustrating thing as a coach. We're getting in the right spots and we're just kind of blowing our opportunities that we're having. We've just got to make those simple tackles, because if we make a tackle, that's a 2-yard gain, and we're living to fight another day. But now they're all the way out, throwing 45-yard line, a 20-yard gain on that play.
Yeah, when we had him, like you said, right, dead to rights at the line of scrimmage. Going to go really wide set here. I'm going to go out wide.
Good tackle.
Great job there by the defense. We've said it. I mean, they've hit some plays. They're a talented team. Obviously, they hung over 60 last week. Our defense is playing well. We're rallying to the ball. White Hat has picked it up. I think they're going to call holding. Coach Wagner wants to decline that penalty because they lost yardage.
Yeah, and the thing is that'll make it 2nd down as well. If he accepts that, it's going to still be 1st down.
Yeah, so it would have been 1st and 20 or 2nd and 15. That's good math there by your football coach. We're going to take 2nd and 15 every day of the week. We're going to go 3 wide receivers with a tight end. They're going to try to chunk it deep. We'll take that. That's good coverage and a 2-yard catch. That's all day for the Mustang defense. Good coverage there by Hogue.
Yeah, and now this is kind of the first time we've seen him behind the chains on a 3rd down. There's a 3rd down and 11. Like what we talked about, if our Mustang defense can hold here,
that's going to fire up the crowd, fire up the sidelines, the guys in gold helmets, and hopefully spur us on here. Just get some points on the board.
I really feel like we're just at the brink. Like, we've just got to find some type of groove on offense, and then we'll get rolling. But it's like we can't get in any type of groove.
Double stacks on both sides. We're going to go up tight here. Oh, false start, looked like.
Just got to rally.
Good job there, beating off the pressure.
You can hear it. Crowd's fired up.
That's a big-time defensive stand again by the Mustangs.
Yeah, I'll venture to say that I don't know that many other people have played Wagoner this tough this season. Especially, their offense. You talked about they've been putting up big-time numbers every week.
Yeah, they had something like 350 yards passing in the first half last week against the Skiatook Bulldogs. Kind of a low kick. Good job to not hit him. We need to get away from it. Good job there. We're going to have some good field position, Blake. I don't know if it's a trick play. I don't know, Blake. We got to find our favorite play we've ever had. We have to score points on this drive. There's about halfway through, not quite halfway through the third quarter. Defense doing what the defense has been doing.
Yep.
Not getting any help by the offense.
That's the thing, and it's the same kid. It's kind of weird. It's like they're having a lot of success, and they're all hyped up on defense. We get out on offense, and we're almost stale. Like, we're not sure. We can't find our rhythm.
Yeah, we definitely haven't been able to find our rhythm. We've been behind the chains. We've had penalties. They've had some pretty immediate pressure. Salt goes in motion quick. I like that. Try to set up a tunnel screen.
Good play.
And that's a good play. We'll take that. I mean, when you have 11 yards offense in the first half, you'll take a 6-yard gain.
Absolutely, you will. brings up a really nice second down. Yeah,
you can do anything you want. You can run, pass. I just like that quick pass game. I was able to get some blocking out on the edge.
That potentially could be our key to kind of get us in a rhythm.
Run up the middle. I think they're going to say we gained a yard, honestly. We're fortunate to gain a yard there.
Yeah, it looked like we were met at the line of scrimmage. And
I do see Gil on the training table. He was walking around good, Blake, but he doesn't have a helmet. He doesn't have his shoulder pads on, and we'll hope that young man's all right because he's played really well this season. Hopefully he'll be all right as we travel to Catoosa next Friday night. Big third down here for the Mustangs.
Crucial.
They're going to call a hold.
Man.
They'll turn that down, I'm sure.
Yeah, they'll just bring up fourth down. We lost a few on the play. And that's just the thing. I think we've got to almost get to where there's no reads. It's just catch the ball, throw it. If we're going to get kind of the rhythm. We got the screen pass, we get 6 right off the bat. We've got to have to get just some quick, fast-moving plays.
Pee Wee 7th grade football where you got one read.
Yep.
You hit it or you tuck and run. We haven't been able to protect in a manner to scan the field and hit that second, third wide receiver tonight.
And even when we have, they do a great job of covering up on the back end. The few plays that we've had it protected, and then Brad's back there doesn't have anywhere to go with the football, and he can't scramble out of the pocket because they do a good job of containing him.
Milking some play clock. Clock's at 10. Rugby punt. He booms it. That's out of bounds, though. It's going to cost a little bit of yardage. There's nothing more inexact science, Blake, than if a kicker kicks it out of bounds. Because what you do is the side guy goes down the field. The white hat is marking him, and they kind of do, it's some sort of geometry equation that I don't fully understand. They do a good job because I feel like that's where the ball went out of bounds.
I do too.
He might even gave us a yard or two.
Yeah.
But it's always wonky. The guy goes past, he turns around, and he kind of walks back to the white hat, says stop. And it's the same in every level of football. It's the same. You'll see it on Sunday. Mm-hmm. It's just crazy in 2020, almost 2024. That's the best we got. But here we go. Mustang defense back on the field. They're going to go motion to the top side of the field. They're going to throw it quick. He is wide open. That's too easy.
Yep, and that's kind of one of those deals we just talked about. Like that's just a quick hitter. They're just going to get the ball out of Charbonneau's hands into a playmaker's hands out in space. A guy who's hard to tackle, and he was at full speed when he catches that football. So he breaks one tackle, and he's probably housing that.
Yeah, and we were one Garrett Salt missed tackle away. Thankfully, he brought him down from here in the Wagoner band there. But number 26, Anthony Coleman, one of their playmakers, limping off. Kind of looked like he had a shoulder. They're going to go 4 wide to the top side of the field. Don't see that a lot. design quarterback run, that's kind of easy to figure out. Good tackle there by Max Becker. There's a flag kind of in that area for holding.
Number 40 and number 60, we do have a flag on the
We'll definitely like that if it is.
against the Bulldogs.
Yep, going to be holding. We're going to call it back. Wrangler Dick's going to check in at the nose tackle position. Good job there.
You know, and Wagner hasn't played quite as clean football as far as penalty-wise as what I would have expected.
You think that's – I'm going to be honest with you. When it's come so easy, 4 games in, 5 games in, sometimes you get a little frustrated. You're like, we haven't been able to just do whatever we want like we did last week, and so we're holding, we're doing some things that maybe you get away with when you're winning 60-0.
Yeah, that's true. But great for the Mustangs now back on the Bulldogs side of the 50-yard line.
Yeah, 1st and 18. We need a turnover. That would ignite this football team, ignite this crowd.
Got to get him down. We were in the backfield.
Yes,
we
sir.
got him.
Looks like Ty Cherry and Wrangler Dix combined for the sack. Great job there, and there was nowhere to go with the ball. Near side receiver, Hogue was all over him. Far side receiver, DeVille was, there was just nowhere to go with the ball until they got a sack. I want to thank some other great sponsors: Edward Jones Investment, Brother Kent Jensen, All Smiles Dental, Chalkline Insurance Agency. Coach Brown doing a lot around here, doing a lot in the community. Appreciate him. And Neely Insurance and Financial Services. Appreciate all of our great sponsors. Going to go trips right. Oh, excuse me. Going to go 2 wide receivers with a tight end. They got a false start again by Edwards.
Kind of makes you wonder, was he getting the football there? You know?
He's done that twice when it's looked like they were going to him.
Yep.
And him and Hogue have had a good battle all night, and I think he's just a little over antsy. He hadn't been able to break free for those big plays yet.
No, and that's kind of a big weapon. If you can limit that, you're talking about a 6'6" guy who's got some speed, obviously has a lot of athleticism. And if you can limit the amount that they can get him the ball, that's big.
Yeah, and they've hit him on a few hitches, but nothing big like he's used to or accustomed to. And I think it's getting a little bit frustrating to him. See some of the defenders trying to get the crowd going. 2nd and 26. They're going to go double stack on this side. They're going to go quick screen. Got to rally and tackle.
Kind of saw the numbers game over there.
Gosh.
Fortunate there, we were able to drag him down, Max Becker, but they saw the numbers game. We had 1 guy and they had 2.
Yeah, the second guy got there late, and Hogue did what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to fire up and hit the blocker. He's got to take on the blocker, and he did a good job. The next guy's got to make the tackle.
3rd down and 9. This is a big one. We got to get a stop, and we've said it every time, but we've got to get our offense back on the field so we can try to get something going.
It is 3rd and 9. We're going to go trips right. And put Edwards down low here. Trying to be physical with him. Oh, he's wide open.
He's got to make a tackle. He's behind the sticks.
He's going to barely get it. Good gravy.
Kind of a heartbreaker there.
Yeah,
you got him at 3rd and 9.
2nd and 26. You let him get 17 on 2nd down. And you let him get 9 and a foot on 3rd and 9. That's tough, though. When they go the trips right, they run those guys out. Then you got to respect the speed, and the underneath guy just kind of set at about 7 yards. He's able to catch the ball and get the 1st down. 1st and 10, ball's at the 37. Mustang defense has played well tonight. It's 17-0. Less than 5 on the clock. Mustang defense has played their hearts out so far. Design quarterback run. Good hit there by Salt.
They do a really good job of making that look like a pass drop back on the offensive side of the line, kind of like baiting our defensive line to really battle to get behind the offensive line, and while the quarterback's running through it. They do a good job with the design of that play. They know they've got a weapon back there with Charbonneau to just run the football.
Number 50, Warren Pierce, runs back on the field after a quick breather. Going to go 2 wide receivers to each side. You're going to put a man in motion. That's Swanson. They fling it out to him. Going to have to break down and tackle. Good job there, Gavin Salt. That's what you see when you don't overcommit. He broke down, chopped his feet. You don't stop your feet, Blake. Chopped his feet, so you're always moving, but you don't overcommit because that guy's got speed on Gavin. That's a great open field tackle.
He does a good job just going down and, not trying to, just blowing and knock his head off either. He does a good job getting around the legs, just wrapping him up. He knows that guy's got more athleticism than him, but that doesn't mean you can't go and make a big tackle for your team.
Absolutely. 3rd down and 7, and this is definitely 4-down territory for the Wagoner Bulldogs. Edwards up the top of the screen. He's going to be one-on-one, single matchup. They're going to go quarterback run up the right, and we just can't get him to the ground, Blake. We have him hit. Max Becker hits him about 4 yards shy, and he's able to fall forward for the first down. And that's just mass. He's just bigger. Max is hitting him with everything he got. Max played great. He's our leading tackler on the season, but he's given us substantial size to Charbonneau. And that's just one of those deals, like, in the moment, they were just better than us because we were in the spot, Blake. We had him, and we just couldn't make the tackle.
Yeah, I think we're still coming downhill, though, and trying to just hit them hard. A lot of it's about you got to hit them hard, and you got to wrap up and let your guys rally around. And we're kind of hitting and bouncing off. We just got to find a way to wrap him up and let the other gold hats get there to help us out.
Yeah, maybe, like you said, you're not going to get a solo tackle, but wrap him up and let some other guys rally to the ball. Another false start, as you mentioned. They haven't been super clean tonight, perhaps. Frustrated by having to they've had to work for it tonight. This is like their 9th possession, Blake.
Yeah, and only 17 points on the board. They've got a significant amount of yards, but I think the difference is we're making them really drive down the field, and they're not having those huge, giant chunk plays and the easy success, like you've said, that they've had in the past weeks. We're making them, really dig into their playbook and really drop some good plays, and we're still making good plays ourselves.
Charbonneau pass in the flat.
Ooh, there we go.
Big time hit. First hit was Roach. Landon Roach come flying downhill and made a big time hit, big time tackle.
Anytime you can get a young player like that to really commit and learn to pull the trigger, know when it's time to pull the trigger and know when it's time, like we said, to kind of slow play it a little bit. He did a good job of knowing, I got to go. I got to go and hit him, wrap him up, let Max Becker come in. That's perfect textbook tackle. That's playing as an entire defense.
2nd down and 15 here. Quarterback run. He's on the loose. Good job there. Multiple guys rallying to the ball.
That might be all 11. And just what a testament to him. You're talking, you've got at least 4 guys bringing him down.
Yeah. Got a score here that's kind of peculiar. 3rd quarter, Collinsville at Bishop Kelly. Collinsville trailing 14-27.
Wow.
Kind of a surprise there. Bishop Kelly's been good in the past, unranked. Collinsville currently 4-0, ranked number 6. A little bit of a surprise there.
Anything can happen on Friday night.
Claremore is winning at Grove right now, 16-14. That's a great game.
Grove's had a lot of success in the past few years.
Still got some dudes. Edwards down below. They're looking for him. False start again on the Bulldogs. Some scores in 4A. Number 4 Tuttle winning 14-0 over Hera. Poto, number 2 ranked in the state, winning 42-0 over Medill. Wagner, the number 1 ranked team here. Catoosa and Cushing. Cushing winning 35-6 at Cushing. We play Catoosa next week. Be a big time ball game. Kind of an interesting score here. Fort Gibson at Broken Bow. Fort Gibson trailing 14-20 at half. That's a closer game than most people would have thought. Cleveland and Skytook battling it out. It's 18-7. Cleveland over Skytook. McLean is currently beating Miami 7-0, and that says it's in the first quarter, so not really an update there of late. Timeout, Wagner. We're going to take one as well. We'll be right back with more Mustang football after this.
Let Advanced Homes build your next dream home. At Advanced Homes, we embrace your individual style and work hard to design a home that's perfect for you and your family. Our team has an expert ability to take your individual ideas and build the blueprints that will become your dream home, built just for you. We don't just build houses, we help you build the home you've always dreamed of. From the simple to the lavish, we've done it all, and we can help you every step of the way. Visit our website, advancedhbi.com, or call us today, 918-855-6597. Advanced Homes, building your dreams.
Blake, that's called action sport, and that's what we got right now. We got us a big-time third down, 3rd and 15. Going to go double stack here. A lot of times they'll either run a screen down here or they'll run a screen and go. They're going to screen the other way. We got to rally and tackle. Good job, Brady Evans first, and then Max DeVilbiss rallying up, making the tackle. That's going to force a 4th down. I think you'll see them go for it because they're inside the 30. What do we got timeout for? Did he get out of bounds? Anyway, they blew the clock dead. I don't think they have the field goal kicker even downwind from this range. Watching them in warm-ups.
Yeah, this is kind of a long field goal if you're talking about high school.
I know we have the ability to kick 50-plus yarders. We don't. And we haven't. Let me say that. We haven't. I think we kicked a field goal in a couple of years, Blake.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
All right, big-time 4th down here for the Mustangs. 4th and 11. They're going to go student body left. Got a break on the ball. He's going to be short.
He wants it, but I just don't think he was there.
Short. Turnovers on down. Good coverage there by Hogue. That's exactly what we want to do. You're fine on 4th and 11, giving up 10. That's a big-time stop by the Mustangs.
Yep, talk about bend, don't break. That's bend, don't break. Yeah. Give up 10 on 4th down and 11. Turn the football over.
We do have a Mustang down. It is Warren Pierce. Let's hope it's one of those cramps. He looks like he's walking fine.
Yeah, that's Mustang football.
And guys, when those cramps hit you, if you've never had a leg cramp, it feels like your leg has been hit by a hammer. I don't know any other way to describe it. It feels terrible. Okay. Like, what are we going to do on offense? We got to get something going. We got to get some first downs. What are we going to do?
Here's the thing is you're starting to feel a little bit of pressure of, all right, we've got 12 minutes, and we got to score 17. We got to score 18. You're going to have to get it in the hands of Brad and then out of the hands to Brad, to a Burchett, to Gavin Salt, to Braxton Davis, to anybody out in the flats. I think just let them get 4 or 5 yards at a time, but we're not going to be able to drop back. Wagner's too good at their pass rush, and they're doing too good on the back end and covered up. We're going to have to get it in and out of the hands quick. There we do it there.
We hit him in stride there.
Just got to get a block. How about it? Looked like he kind of brought him down by his face mask. They're going to say no, though.
I think he had a handful of jersey. Man, that looked promising. We hit him perfectly in stride. Good pass by Brad. Unfortunately, loss of 2.
That's what we're talking about, though. You're going to have to, a little bit, you're going to have to take that. Nothing else has been working. So at some point, throw it out there and let's try it. Dig into your bag of tricks. We talk about trick play, whatever. We're going to have to just figure out to try something here in the 4th quarter.
All right, Mustang faithful. That sound means it is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's going to see 4s up in the air. It's 17-0. We got a ball game here at Mustang Stadium. We're going to hit a commercial. We'll be right back with more Mustang football after this.
RCB Bank is community. RCB Bank is friendly customer service. RCB Bank is trusted. RCB Bank is here to help. RCB Bank is yesterday, today, and tomorrow. RCB Bank is everywhere you need us to be. We are RCB Bank. Open an account online today to see why our customers always say, RCB Bank, that's my bank.
Let Advanced Homes build your next dream home. At Advanced Homes, we embrace your individual style and work hard to design a home that's perfect for you and your family. Our team has an expert ability to take your individual ideas and build the blueprints that will become your dream home, built just for you. We don't just build houses, we help you build the home you've always dreamed of. From the simple to the lavish, we've done it all, and we can help you every step of the way. Visit our website, advancedhbi.com, or call us today, 918-855-6597. Advanced Homes, building your dreams.
Like, we're back, start of the fourth quarter. 2nd and 12 for the Mustang offense. Had a problem getting anything going.
Not much there.
No. And that's just a product of their defensive line currently winning against our offensive line. Our offensive line's playing great, but they're just able to get pressure. And now we're 3rd and 12 again.
Yeah, and that just puts us in a hard spot. You know, you've got Wagoner. They know we're going to throw the football now. So they're going to get lined up, and they're going to tell their D lineman, pin your ears back and go get him.
I think this is a situation where you got to pick out a corner. You almost got to target someone, and you're just going to let it rip. You're going to throw it down the field, 20 yards. You're going to put some air under it, try to get a guy to go under it. If it's Jax is one-on-one down the bottom side of the screen. I think and you just got to throw it up.
Here we go. He's got to step up. He's going to have to find a way to get there. He's not,
though. Short. So I know you're running that kind of stop and hook at the yardage. I think there, you just got to let it rip.
I think it's kind of one of those read routes. You know, Burchett's running up. He's doing a good job of corners playing off just enough where Burchett knows I'm not running by him, but he's also tight enough that Burchett stops. He's kind of right on his back. So Brad sees that, doesn't like it. He's going to take off.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't make a bad decision taking off. It's just we don't get the yardage we need.
So I wasn't sure. We were kind of hemming and hawing about going for it. I know it's fourth quarter, you're down 17, but, man, you just can't do that to your defense. Your defense has played amazing tonight. You can't give them the ball inside the 20-yard line.
No.
Good punt there.
Long one. Hopefully it takes long.
Get down there.
Got to get down there and make a tackle now.
He's going to – great job there, and that's just defense and special teams doing a great job tonight. I mean, I don't know. Johnny's going to have to help me out how long that punt was, but he's calculating it.
It was long enough you're going to calculate it. Yeah.
66-yard punt. And they, for the first time, don't have great field position.
Inside their 10.
Inside their 10. Can we do something? Can we get some pressure? Can Big Bryce Byers get in there and make a play and ignite this crowd? I think we have to start taking some chances. Secondary's done a good job tonight. I think you're going to have to take some chances, perhaps send some pressure here, try to force a bad throw. They're going to go double stack over here. I think this is where you're going to see them run a screen. Max is going to have to try to run through it and blow it up. Nope, they're going to hand it off. Missed tackle. Nice job there by Warren Pierce coming through. Nope, not Warren Pierce.
Stovall
coming through with a big hit.
He's a guy that plays offensive line.
Yeah,
but then we got a middle linebacker.
He's your center. And due to injury, rolling Cherry down and putting him at middle linebacker. And that's done well, obviously, tonight.
Mm-hmm. Done very well.
2nd and 6, 4-yard gain there.
Really would be big if we can go 3 and out right here and potentially have some really good field position for the offense to work with.
Yep, they're going to spread us out. I suspect perhaps run the ball again. No, they're going to put everybody in motion. Maybe a design quarterback keeper. No, they're going to. Some initial. Oh, he's wide open down the middle of the field. Not sure what happened there, but Shield Knight, the big tight end, offers from OU, gets lost down the middle of the field.
Yeah, I think there's some busted coverage.
Yeah, Coach Wagner's talking to Stovall. I'm just not sure you can ask Stovall to cover someone 40 yards down the field. He's played great tonight. He's a great player. That's just not going to be a recipe for success. And that's really only the second big chunk play, Blake, they've had in the entire game.
Yeah, and we talked about limiting those. If you can say, oh, they had 2, that's pretty good if we're talking about what a high-powered offense they've been this season. We've said it. I think the defense has played an outstanding football game.
Good job there to rally. But you see there, I mean, you got a big 6'4", 235-pounder. It's taking 2-3 guys to bring him down.
But here's the thing is we're doing a good job of rallying. That's something that I feel like we haven't seen the past couple of years is guys just flying to the football, wanting to get tackles, wanting to help their guys out, instead of kind of leaving, he's got him, and then you end up with a busted play because there's a missed tackle.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of gold helmets running to the ball tonight, and I think that's right now really been the story of the game. Even though we're trailing, the defense has done a great job. Oh, that would look wonky. It's their little screen game they go to.
And there was another one. We were in the right spot, missed a tackle, would have been a 2-3 yard gain, and they're close to first down now, if not getting it.
They haven't called them yet. They're going to say first down.
Yep.
And that's, we have one guy there. We got to get that second guy out quicker, and they're going to keep hitting us with that. Run up the middle. Ty Cherry did a great job there. He was getting blocked, Blake, and knew he was just going to eat the block. Reached out with one arm and made the tackle. And that's just outstanding effort. That'll show up on the field. White hat calling timeout. That's a great job by that young man. Not sure what the White hat's doing, but big-time playback by Ty Cherry right there.
Yeah, and that's kind of coached.
Oh, he's bleeding. They're making him come off the field. They're going to give him some time. We'll keep it right here. We don't want to miss any action. We were just talking in the break, so sometimes if you've been to a college game, you've been to an NFL game, if there's an injury timeout, you see one of the officials come out and they hold up a clock. Well, you have 2.5 minutes. The struggle is we don't control the game like that. So we go to injury timeout and they decide they hop up. We're missing a play. 2nd and 8. Again, want to mention the Stallion Battalion in action tomorrow night right here. A little wonky. We're going to host something like 17, 20 bands. We won't participate in the competition, but we will march an exhibition at 9 p.m. I will be here. It's a lot of fun if you're here. The show's great. You got to see the full show here at halftime, but it's a great time if you want to come. By that time, little veteran move here. By that time, it's free to get in. So come in, enjoy a nice show, and support the Stallion Battalion.
2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs. We really got to get off the field here.
Stacked low here. Handoff up the middle. Nice job by Roach to initially hit him, but he still falls forward. Pretty good sized gain. Going to be 3rd and 2, Blake, and this is 4-down territory.
For sure. And, and that's something. Roach, I think, has got the potential to be a really good football player for us. He's only a sophomore, so he's got, another 2 years as probably being a starter for us, and is starting to begin to play a lot of big football games. You just like to see him. He's coming downhill really hard and hitting, but just to see him be able to wrap up and hold on.
It's leverage. You got to, perhaps get your shoulders under their shoulders.
Yep. And that's just being a young player. He'll get better at that.
Oh, got some pressure. And quite honestly, that was Stovall. Thankfully, that was such a bad throw. If it wasn't, it's probably picked off. 4th and 2. They're bringing Shield Knight back on. They're big time tight end. They're going to go for it here, no question.
And this is another big one. That's a big play because it holds them to 4th and 2. You're not 4th and a half a yard or something silly. Or even if that's another one of those, he catches that one, and that could break for a really big play.
Another white hat timeout. They're saying he's bleeding now. So a lot of times you see those, they're not wearing sleeves, but they kind of have these spray-on type protectors, and it's to protect you from those turf burns. Those turf burns can hurt. I know we sound like, you ever stubbed your toe in the middle of the night? It hurts like that.
And it's kind of one of those things. It's like a nagging injury. It's like it hurts, but week in, week out, you're ripping it back open, and you do have to come off the field. And you're talking about, that guy's a key player.
Yep. All right, I think you're going to see a run play here. Yep. He's going to get it. Unfortunately, gets it by a yard.
They're just eating a lot of clock right now, and they're doing a good job at it. We're already halfway through the 4th quarter.
Yep. You're seeing some extracurriculars there. Our coaching staff's not enjoying that. That's number 10, running back, Avon Goodland. For the Wagner Bulldogs, done a good job. Shows a good flash of speed. Fresh set of downs for Wagner. There's 6:39. Clock continuing to run. Coach Peters urging the defensive line to get some pressure. As Byers and Cherry switch sides, they're going to go stack on this, double stack both sides. You're going to see a screen or a run play by the quarterback. Yep. Good job there. It's unfortunate there. Brady Evans got some good pressure, but he guessed wrong.
Yeah.
Quarterback was going outside the tackle box. He took the inside route, and there wasn't anybody for contain. It's a great play and a good effort by that young man. But when you got a quarterback like Charbonneau, he's going to make a play. Wade Peters going to march on, give Ty Cherry a little bit of a break. I enjoy Wade in the hallways. He's always in a good mood, always talkative, always gives a fist bump. See if that young man can make a play here. They're going to go tight to the top here. Motion. Going to go this way. Good job there by Gavin. Good job by a host of Mustangs flying around trying to hit somebody. I think that was Hogue.
There was a lot that went into that. Great job of keep it contained. Great job by the free safety Garrett Salk coming down and wrapping up, and then just clean up. That's what I mean. It's just, and that's the key. I think if you can get a guy wrapped up, then that's when you can really deliver some big shots and some guys coming in cleaning up, and that's when you cause fumbles.
Yeah, I was going to say potentially cause some fumbles. Big hit. I promise you, his eyes lit up there. They're down. Mustangs need to stop here, force the 3rd and long. They're going to go double stack to the high side. They've been run heavy. They're going to motion. They're going to throw it out. And he drops it. We hop on it, but it was a forward pass, unfortunately. Officials right on it, and that's a big play for the Mustangs. I think they had it well covered anyway. Both defenders on that side, Salt and Hogue, had beat their blockers. I think they were going to meet at the receiver. It's going to be 4th and 5. Defense has done a good job, but can they get off the field right now? 4:54 remaining in the game. Bulldogs leading 17-0. Mustang defense has left it all on the field tonight.
Really like to see him get off the field and then the offense go put some points on the board. I think it would make a big statement.
Yeah, you start talking about potential seedings for district play.
Because district points matter. You're talking about however many points you score.
And you can take 15 with you. We'll talk about that more when we come back. Wagner called a timeout. We're going to take a quick one. We'll be right back with 4:43 left in this ballgame.
At Raising Cane's, we're huge football fans, but we're also fans of your local fundraisers and fun runs, small victories and big ideas. And yes, even the neighborhood animal shelter. I was getting to that. Plus over 30,000 other partners in the communities we serve. When you order our hand-battered chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade to cheer on your home team, you're also supporting your hometown. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
All right, Mustang family. It is 4th down and 5, and Blake brought up a good point. I think they're trying to reset the clock. You see Dwight Tackett down there trying to relay some information. But you brought up a point before Blake. You brought up a point before the break.
Yeah.
So last year when we tied, it came down to point differential. Explain to the folks at home what that is.
So right now, if the score would stand, Wagner's beating us 17-0. They can only take 15 of those points in their total. So let's say, everybody's 2-2 in the district. The person with the most district points scored on the opponents would then be the 1 seed, and then the second would be the 2 seed.
Point differential, not scored on, point differential.
Yes, sorry. Yes, the biggest point difference. So, right now, the Bulldogs are going to carry 15 points on us, barring there would be no score.
Yeah, let's say we go on and score a touchdown 17-7. We lose the game, but they only carry 10 points. That's big.
Yes,
and we only go negative 10 points, which when we tied last year, that's what it came down to and why we didn't get to go to the playoffs. They're trying to get 4. I don't know what they're trying to get. I don't know either, Brother Kent. They're trying to adjust the score. There we go, 4:49. The white hat gave us the thumbs up, and we got it set. So what happened there is they called a timeout. We ran 4 seconds off the clock, not knowing they called a timeout. It was kind of a wonky timeout. But 4:49, Blake, 4th and 4. Mustang defense played great tonight. They're going to go trips to the high side, perhaps see a screen. A lot of times they've just kind of cleared out some room for Charbonneau to run. We don't have anybody really over that slot guy. They're going to sling it. We got to go tackle somebody. Oh. Just able to squeak by. And I didn't like that. We didn't have the safety far enough over. Garrett just had 2. That's
a long ways to go.
That's a long way to go. I I don't know. I mean, 4th and 4, they obviously got a lot of weapons. It's easy to do it up here in the air conditioner, but
yeah,
it's a long way. I even said it right before the snap. We didn't have anybody in that slot guy.
Yep.
The slot guy didn't catch it, but when he caught the ball, he was kind of in that slot position.
Yeah, you still got to kind of make that tackle. It's just you put yourself in a really bad position to make that tackle.
Yeah, exactly. All right, 5 wide receivers. Quarterback design run right up the middle. Becker hits him, but he does fall forward. Going to be a gain of 8. And that's tough. They're going to put 5 wide receivers. Basically have their widest 2 wide receivers almost standing out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Clears out the center of the field, and then you got a 225, 30-pound quarterback. It's a luxury to just be able to keep it and run it right up the middle. 4-18. I know the defense, this game's getting away from us here, 17-0, 4-18, but the defense would love nothing more to keep them from scoring. They've done great tonight.
They have.
Coach Wagner's out in the middle of the field. He's going to call a quick timeout. I'm going to put pressure on my man, Jason Streeter, show engineer, to go to timeout as well. We'll be right back with more after this.
RCB Bank is community. RCB Bank is friendly customer service. RCB Bank is trusted. RCB Bank is here to help. RCB Bank is yesterday, today, and tomorrow. RCB Bank is everywhere you need us to be. We are RCB Bank. Open an account online today to see why our customers always say, RCB Bank, that's my bank.
All right, Mustang faithful. Been a great game tonight, 17-0. The offense hasn't really ever got it going, but the defense has played with a lot of heart. They're trying to not give up any more points, Blake.
Yeah, we're really, it just realistically, you're looking at 4 minutes. It's going to be hard to put up 18 points on this Wagner, on the defense here. But it's just a pride thing. It's just part of wearing the gold hat, and you're not wanting to allow 7 more points on the board.
Okay, they're going to put a man in motion. They're going to give it back to him. He's going to run up the middle. Got to get him to the ground. We do get him to the ground. It's going to be 1st and goal. From where are they going to spot that, Blake?
Move it up. Looks like maybe the 3.
If you're listening out there, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Anytime we go live, if you're subscribed, you'll get a notification. At that point, you can choose to join us or not, but at least makes it easier on you, and you won't miss a minute of Mustang action, whether we're doing basketball, wrestling, softball, whatever we're doing. Another man in motion to the wide side of the field.
Just going to power his way in.
That's been the story of the night. The defense has played pretty great tonight, Blake. I know we just gave up our 23rd point, potentially getting ready to be 24-0. But I don't know what the offensive stats are going to look like, and obviously those kids are playing hard, but just haven't been able to help them. Johnny can give us some stats in a little bit, but I'm going to guess 3-1 possession time, Blake. Probably going to look something like 30 minutes to 32 minutes to 12 minutes, something like that.
They've definitely done a lot more on the offensive side of football than we have, and it's hard to make your defense stand out there against a high-powered offense like this and continue to take a beating, and they've done a great job, like we've said, only allowing 24 points, and there's been an opportunity to definitely allow a lot more.
Yeah, and we have forced them to fourth down multiple times. We had them fourth down a couple times on that possession, but just unable to get off the field. They get it by a yard. They get it by a half yard. Playing hard. I think this is a promising sign for the defense. I think when you look at our district, 4A3 is stacked. Obviously, last year, 2 teams make it to the state finals. This year, Wagner's just different than everybody else. You look at rankings, you look at kids, you look at who's recruiting them. They are different than everybody else. But then there's a second tier. I think they're kind of all alone in that first tier, Blake. Then there's that second tier. I think that includes us. Miami, Catoosa, McLean.
Cushing.
Who did I say? I said Catoosa. I meant Cushing.
Cushing, too. Listen, there's really not any more sleepers.
No, playing at Catoosa is hard.
Yeah, there's really not any more sleepers on the schedule. Like, we've got to go and suit up every game. In 4A3 football, there's just no gimmies. It's realistic to say that there's teams that on the schedule that we are for sure better than. But that does not mean at all that they're going to go and lay down
Yeah.
and let us win that football game.
But I think we're in that second tier, and we're right there. And if you can go get second in your district,
it's a big deal.
Host a playoff game.
Yep, that's huge. And it saves you. We talked about, we flip with like the number 2 team in the state's Poto. So if you end up 4 in our district, that's who we're going to go play, is a really, really tough Poto team. So if you can get a 3 seed from the other side, you're faring a little better and can potentially make it into that quarterfinals, second round of the playoffs a little easier.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You don't want to flip and be that 4 seed. We've done that. We've made that trip to Poto.
Mm-hmm.
Was that your senior year?
Sophomore year. It was actually the same year we
beat
Wagner.
Wagner.
Yep.
And we were good, and we played great. What, we lose 17-0, I think, something like that?
Yep,
played
it was
great,
a tight game.
But that's just a tough place to go.
It is, and they actually ended up being the state champions that year.
Yeah, they did. We played them about as good as anybody that year, actually. Handoff up the middle to Cherry. He's going to push the pile. Going to pick up a strong 4 yards.
We haven't seen a whole lot of that tonight, but good to see just, still running the football hard. There's no give up in the Mustangs tonight.
I'm going to be honest with you, probably straight line speed. He's probably faster than Stovall. He's not as quick. Takes him an extra step to get cranked up, but he's definitely a different type of back as far as power. Strong young man.
For sure.
They're just bringing student body everything.
That one will get batted, but trying to get the ball out quick. They've just got, you just said it, they've got so many guys coming that we're having a hard time blocking them all.
Third down, going to be 3rd and 6. 2:59 remaining here at Mustang Stadium. We appreciate everyone joining us tonight. Again, it's a little bit different. Voice of the Mustangs, Brent Kellogg, not with us tonight. Enjoyed Blake being up here.
It's been a good night.
All right, 3rd and 6. We're going to go bunch to the near side. We're going to toss. He's just met. Oh, no.
Breaks a tackle. Good job. Great effort on the play. He'll only get 2 yards, but that was an awesome play.
Yeah, he, how many tackles did he break? How many yards did he run to gain 2 yards?
Yeah.
It's going to be 4th and 4. The coaches are Coach Wagner and Coach Noble. The debate is go for it or not, and they're going to punt, and I think that's the right play. I know you're not going to come back and win. I think you bleed the clock down. You got 20 seconds here. You don't need to be in a rush. Your defense has played too good. You don't want to put them in yet another spot behind the chains.
Yep. Just get a good punt. Get a good.
Hey, his last punt was 66 yards. It was bouncing, wind aided, but. And we've seen that twice tonight where Hogues recognized that we don't have a guy on the line. He's having to yell at somebody to come. We're going to get a flag delay a game.
Yeah, I think we got.
Downwind, that's not a deal breaker, but we're missing guys on special teams, and we haven't seen that. Special teams has been rock solid this year. They still perform well. I tell you what it is. Okay, I'm going to give him a break. I tell you what it is. Ty Cherry blew a tire. I literally think his shoe is broken right now, and he's your guy that's right there on that spot. Hogue recognized it, but we didn't get a guy out quick enough. Nice kick. That's going to go over his head. It's going to go into the end zone, but that's okay.
Man, that was almost turning back around about a yard more, and that would have died at the half-yard line.
Jack's definitely done a good job after we had that little snap issue right at the end of the half. Think about that. It was 10-0 with about this much time left in the first half.
Yep.
We did fumble a snap on a punt and allowed them to score. But until that last possession, we've held them out of the end zone.
Yeah, I think it's like we've said it a lot. This is the best we've seen the defense play in recent years. Playing super hard, playing really well, being sound, not allowing a lot of huge plays. They've allowed 24 points, but if we look at the amount of time
they got a new quarterback in.
Yep, that the Wagner offense has been on the field, they've played really, really well.
It's like we've seen our last of Charbonneau.
Yeah, and they're going to want him down the stretch. He's a really great leader for the team. He's got a lot of wins under his belt. I mean, he's a returning state champion. So going to try to lead them back there again this year, and you don't want to see that guy get hurt.
Yeah, definitely smart on their part. New quarterback in is number 2, I think, Decaden Ford. He's listed as 5'9", 155. Clock ticking down, 1:21, and still ticking. Max Beck are going to go down due to injury.
I think that was a seasoned play there.
Yeah, he wasn't going to get off. We're going to be a guy short, and we're going to rotate in Tyler Mathis at his linebacker spot. Going to run out wide. Met there by Mathis and a host of other Mustangs. With the play clock being 40 seconds, Blake, we're going to have to see one more snap, and then that'll do it. I don't think you'll see the Mustangs take a timeout, and I don't think you'll see Wagoner be in a hurry to do much of nothing else.
No, I don't think so. And, I'll just say it. I think it's it's somewhat of a win to only allow 24 points. You would have wished the offense could have performed a little better tonight. But in all reality, we've seen a lot of really, really good things out of our defense, and I think that's something to truly build on, to know that we are a hard-nosed defense, and defense wins championships, and that's just something to build on.
Yep, and there's the victory formation, and that's going to do it. We're going to take a quick timeout. Blake, we'll be back with some stats and a wrap-up right after this.
Let Advanced Homes build your next dream home. At Advanced Homes, we embrace your individual style and work hard to design a home that's perfect for you and your family. Our team has an expert ability to take your individual ideas and build the blueprints that will become your dream home, built just for you. We don't just build houses, we help you build the home you've always dreamed of. From the simple to the lavish, we've done it all, and we can help you every step of the way. Visit our website, advancedhbi.com, or call us today, 918-855-6597. Advanced Homes, building your dreams.
Blake, we're back. 24-0. Score probably not indicative of how competitive of a game that was, especially on the defensive standpoint. Give me some final thoughts.
I think that we said, you just said it. I think the defense played really well for the Mustangs. I think it's awesome to see that. We haven't had that just in the recent years, and it's really awesome to see kind of these young guys we've seen for the past couple of years really growing up, coming together, playing really good Mustang defensive football. You're right. I think if our offense has a little more role in the game and just not giving up such terrible field position at times, on our side of the 50-yard line to the defense, then I think this is a lot closer game. It could be a 7-0. We talked about it was a 10-0 game with just about 2 minutes left in the first half. We were playing really lights-out defense for the cards we'd been given. I would just like to see a little more out of the offense, but overall I think it's a good football game played by the Mustangs. You've got a team that's really good in the Wagoner Bulldogs and something to build off of here in the upcoming weeks in district play.
Yeah, I think you see some improvement. We talk about playmakers. We're not playing a team with any more playmakers than the Wagoner Bulldogs. We didn't give up two big chunk plays. We didn't give up a big touchdown play at all. Forced them to really work. Forced them, definitely their closest game of the season. You look at time of possession. We talked a little bit about that. Wagoner had the ball for 33 minutes. Mustangs had it for 15. That's a big ask for your defense. Defense going to need some ice baths. Yardage is even more worse than I thought it was, honestly. Wagoner Bulldogs had 406 yards of total offense. We had 36, Blake.
Yeah, and that the thing about it is I feel like the stats a little bit are misconstrued, like we said, of how competitive the game really was. Wagoner had to come to Oologah tonight, and they played a tough football game. They're going to be sore, and they're going to be scratching their head like, man, the Mustangs were ready for us. They had a good game plan. We just couldn't really ever get in any type of rhythm and ball rolling on the offense. We also had probably a few more positive yards than that, but obviously it deducts a little bit with, the negative plays and the tackles for loss and things like that. But overall, yeah, it's a little bit of a disappointing night if you're on the offensive side of football. I think it's really confidence boosting, though, if you look at it from a defensive mindset.
Yeah, the defense definitely stepped up, played better than we did, let's say at Claremore. Didn't give up any big plays. Yep. I think it's all positive. I think when you talk about that second tier now, 4A3, we're right up there with a chance to, get second, get third, host a playoff game. That's exciting to me. I leave this game more excited than I did when I started. Mustang family, on behalf of show engineer Jason Streeter, our 2 cameramen tonight, Lane Brown and Nate Osborne, my booth mate Blake Salt, I'm Kevin Hogue. We appreciate everyone joining us tonight. We have a blast doing it. We'll see you next Friday at Catoosa, pregame right here, tailgate show at 6:30. Thank you.
A water faucet with clean water, a reliable car on a busy day, a faithful dog, and reliable insurance. They're there when you need them. Coach Jason Brown and Chalkline Insurance is your local insurance agent. After 20 years in coaching, Jason is using that work ethic to take care of you and your family. Chalkline Insurance is locally owned by a name you know and backed by an agency with more than 30 years of experience. If you own it, we can insure it. For all your commercial, home, rental, auto, and recreational insurance needs, give Coach Brown a call at 918-789-3848. Chalkline Insurance, your local insurance agent in Oologah, where character creates connection.
At Raising Cane's, we're huge football fans, but we're also fans of over 30,000 other partners in the communities we serve. When you order our hand-battered chicken fingers, you're also supporting